We're live.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone. How is everybody doing? Welcome to Drop Point Nights, a game set in the Blades in the Dark system here on Welcome to the Party. I had a few things, since you're watching us on Welcome to the Party, that I get to tell you. Welcome to the Party, this whole channel, is dedicated to creating an inclusive and equitable gaming community where folks can come and learn how to stream or play games on stream and then give them a place to do it, which is really cool because that's why I joined it, because I didn't have anybody to play games with. I could only DM. It was very nice to join this and play, which is very fun. And all the people are really cool. They're really nice. They have a big Discord full of people. It's a cool place. I would suggest joining it, checking it out. You might be able to hop into a game with a bunch of strangers, which is fun. We have a bunch of sponsors. Devin Rue, who's awesome at making maps. She kicks ass at that. And you can find her stuff at rueinc.com. She did all kinds of, for Critical Role and shit. She's made maps, and I have one, and it's amazing. Tabletop Loot. That's another sponsor. They make dice, shirts, mugs, and more. And you can find all their great stuff at tabletoploot.com. That's nice and easy to remember. And So Nerdware, which, they're the official merch sponsor. That's cool. And you can use a code WELCOME at the checkout to get 10% off your next purchase at sonerdware.com. So Nerdware, it's what the nerds wear. I like that. They have a little slogan and everything. And then I have to say, no, that's for you to do. Use merch in chat to share the link. Did you do that? I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, somebody needs to...
DBM's on.
I'll do it.
I did it.
Merch. They got it. All right, mine. There we go. You got it twice, just in case. There's also a Patreon. If you like this channel, if you like the stuff that they do, you can support them and their work. If you join the Patreon, you can get interviews with players, mods, and DMs, behind the scenes looks at the games, art, notes, things like that. If there's games that you liked, you can check out all of what went into making them, and you'll help us in our goal to be able to underwrite amazing writers, artists, and creators from across the gaming universe as we try to create a showcase of their amazing work here on the channel. So it's patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg. Welcome Party RPG on Patreon. And then there is, of course, the Discord. Join the Discord. It's neat. You know what I mean? No pressure, but do it. Do it now. And you'll probably have a good time. There's a lot of nice people there. A lot of cool things to chat about. And is that everything, Throck? Did I do it?
Yeah, that was great. You did amazing for your first time. Everybody give Evan this is his first time running a campaign on Welcome to the Party. He's done some one-shots and stuff, but this is Evan's first campaign, so I'm very excited he's doing this. Yay!
I'm very excited. Yay, me! So now we are going to start by going around the room, and you're going to meet the players and maybe learn who they're playing. So tell us a little bit about yourself and who you're playing. Let's start with Jackie.
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Jackie, better known as Death by Mage on the interwebs, and I will be playing Victor, a leech.
And then you'll find out what that means when we play the game, because I don't think they have any context. But Victor's a leech.
Yes, and the context of that title does not represent what I will do.
No, not even a little bit. All right, very cool. Kay?
Hey, I'm Kay. I will be playing Scarlet, the Hound. So yeah, frame of reference there.
Nice. Crystal?
Hello, people. My name is Crystal Fear, and you can find me, as Crystal Fear on pretty much everything. I'm going to be playing Evany Neve Morgan, who is a whisperer.
Also, don't worry, people watching, you will learn what all of these terms mean. As of right now, I don't expect you to know any of this shit.
Actually, flying, we're never going to tell you.
That's true. Just kidding. Turn off the stream, Rock. We're done. Let's walk away. By Sonic?
Hello, my name is Kevin. I'm by Sonic Kevin on the Twitter, and I will be playing Sparrow, a lurk.
A lurk. And of course, Throck.
Well, hello there, my friends. I am Grimalkin, and I am the spider of our new crew. I'm very excited to get to know you all this evening. And I'm Throck, and hi. I'm very excited to start playing with you all. It'll be very exciting.
I'm liking that we're already getting to the accents. Very good. Very good.
Yes, of course.
Now then, to schmooze us into here a little bit, setting. You are in the city of Duskval. It is one of the last vestiges of humanity ever since the Great Cataclysm that fucked the world into oblivion, essentially, so many years ago. The city is protected and surrounded by massive lightning barriers that keep out all of the horrible cannibal ghosts of the world. Don't worry, people watching, you'll learn more. And these massive lightning walls are powered by the blood of leviathans, which are hunted for their blood by great leviathan hunters. You are all within this city. You can't really go outside because cannibal ghosts, outside the walls at least, but the city itself is your playground. And in this city, you are criminals trying to make a life for yourself, trying to make money, trying to make some scratch, maybe trying to reach higher echelons of power and status, or you just want a lot of nice shit, whatever. But the city itself is a challenge. It is essentially in an industrial period, so it's all kind of like steampunk Victorian, think of it like that, with like different kinds of technology, crazy technology. And there is crime bosses fucking everywhere. The police are super dickheads about everything. There's like some weird church that's like all about the ecstasy of the flesh. It's a weird place. Noblemen that are high above you and can have your life destroyed with the stroke of a pen, and thugs who will gut you for less than a coin. And this is the world that our players are going to be in. So yeah, I think let's kind of meet them, I guess. So we can start with, you guys have all sort of been in this city for a while. Some of you for like your entire lives, pretty much, and others for at least enough to get kind of a foothold on the city itself. And you're all familiar with the underbelly of this world, or of this city, and you're all currently in a portion of the city known as Crow's Foot, which is the most crime-ridden area of the entire city. But it's got a lot of potential. There's a lot of jobs to be done here, a lot of ways to make a name for yourself in Crow's Foot, and also a lot of ways to get gutted and left in a gutter. It all depends on how good you are. So, speaking of being gutted and left in a gutter, I say let's start with, do any of you guys want to go first? Anybody want to do their intro first for their character? No? All right. Then I'm going to start with Victor. Victor, where are you right now? In all of Duskval, where do you hang out?
Oh man, so Victor would probably be hanging out at this point, probably near the docks.
The docks?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, all right. And what does Victor look like?
Victor is a pretty lean and tall man with fair skin, like very fair skin, and dark hair.
Okay, all right, very cool. And you doing anything in particular?
For the moment, Victor is probably just trying to find anyone who's willing to, house him for the night, and maybe pay his way through some work or talents that he may have.
Okay. All right. So you're kind of meandering around the docks. It is perpetually night in Duskwall, meaning that it's definitely nighttime right now, because it's never morning and there is no more sun. And as you were kind of hanging out among the candle and torch lights, or the lantern and torch lights of the area, there's men working about, kind of loading these smaller boats that can go around the rivers that cut through the entire city. And there is docked not far off, kind of behind you, pretty far off, but it's sort of amid the night. There is like a massive sort of structure in the water that kind of blocks out any of the light, and that is the silhouette of a Leviathan ship parked at dock. But I don't think you probably wouldn't try to get a job with that, because that's just shitty, because you have to go out and fight Leviathans. But
yeah.
but there are plenty of boxes to be moved, crates to be torn up, whatever, and you're trying to look for some.
Yeah,
I
just need some coin for just to get myself by, and for at least maybe a night or two.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, as you're kind of chilling about, you get approached by a very large, kind of burly man, wearing obviously like dock workers' clothes, his sleeves rolled up, some tattoos going down his forearms, and he walks up to you. Oi, you there? Stringbean.
What?
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm moving the boxes.
No, I'll move the boxes. You here to get a job, yeah? I'm here to get a job. Fuck off.
All right.
That's what I fucking thought. And he goes and just kind of takes over what you were doing. He just strong-armed you out of your job. Do you do anything about it?
Really no, but Victor's definitely going to be. So this job you said you had? Yes?
Me? I didn't say shit about no job. And he grabs the crate, picks it up, and starts walking away. As he walks away, behind him is a very small man, pretty short, and sort of in the dark. He is wearing like a tuxedo with like a little bow tie, sort of, but it's dirty and kind of messed up a little bit. And he's got a nice top hat on, and he's just sort of standing there, staring at you. Just
Victor's gonna stare back for a moment and then avert his gaze and try to find his luck elsewhere. Maybe there's a tavern nearby who needs some help.
all right. So you look at the man and then just and start walking away.
Hey, strange, creepy person.
And he starts to follow you, walking behind you. Just click. He's wearing nice dress shoes, so they're just clicking on the dock floor as he's walking in his sort of dirty suit. And as you are approaching the tavern, two other large men sort of cut you off and stand in front of you.
Okay.
And they just sort of nod behind you.
And Victor's gonna turn around. Can I help you?
You got a survivor's instinct, you do. I like that. Man comes, gives you a bit of shit, and you say, you know what? Not worth my trouble. Fuck off, and you go and do it. I like that. You're clever. I thought you was clever. You want a job?
What kind of job?
Oh, it's easy peasy. See, I'm putting together a few people to do something for me. Nothing too crazy. Just a little bit of stealing. Maybe a little bit of tomfoolery. Nothing too bad. You interested? Pays good.
Well, how good is the pay?
Well, you play cards right, you get a whole coin out of it. Now that's not to split. That's per. So you yourself, what away with a coin? Maybe get something to eat. Maybe get a place to fucking sleep. Someone of your talents shouldn't be wasted on the fucking docks, sleeping in a gutter.
And how do you know I have talent?
No, I know a lot of shit. I know a lot of shit about people in this city. I'm making my job to know. Keeps a man in my position, you gotta know who's useful and who's not. Who's a problem and who can solve problems. You are someone who can solve problems. Unless I'm mistaken.
No. I can solve problem.
That's what I thought. Well then. My name is Snow, and he extends his hand.
Victor. And
Victor. Right. And he shakes your hand. Like I said, kind of a small man, but his hands are very calloused for as like nice as he's dressed. And his fingernails are a little dirty. And
yeah, well, Victor's is not any clean either. It's all grimy and gringed, and there's calluses all on his fingertips from his time before.
And as he shakes your hand, he kind of turns your hand in his, and he goes, "Yeah, all right, you'll do just fine. Here you go." And he gives you a little piece of paper, and he goes, "Meet here at this address this time tomorrow." And he gives you like a little bit of money, and he goes, "And buy yourself something to fucking eat. You look like a rail." And he goes and walks off, with the two large men following him.
Victor's gonna look at the piece of paper for a moment.
It's an address in Crow's Foot.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm back on the job. And stuffs the note in the jacket, in the pocket jacket, and takes a little bit of the coin and kind of looks up in the sky for a brief moment, and before taking a final sigh and going into the tavern to get a bite to eat.
Nice, I like it. Almost upset that you just got a job. I guess I have a job now. I like it. So you head into the tavern.
Yep.
Next, I say we go to Kevin. Where is Sparrow?
She is in a theater. There's a play happening on stage. There is a beautiful actress giving a monologue, and we will zoom out up into a very nice booth with no lights on in it. This booth is darkened, and there is a woman with dusky skin, long black hair up at a braid around the back with a hat, dressed very much out of style for the theater, in the finest booth in the entire place.
Nice.
Watching the performance.
All right. And as you are sitting there, are you engrossed in the actual play, or are you doing something? Are you there for some other reason?
She is watching this play, rapt, just intently staring at the lead actress, with an intense look. It's hard to I'm not sure. She's not sure, but this is an intense performance to her that she's enraptured by.
I like it. So as you sit completely engrossed in the beauty of this show, of this performance, just loving every second of it. The hats, these goddamn hats, everybody. I'm the only one without a newsboy hat. I gotta get one. Anyway, as you're sitting there engrossed in this, is the play anything particular?
No, it's in fact no one else seems enthralled by it.
Oh, okay, but you're just fucking into it.
Yeah.
So as you're sitting there, watching, the door, I assume it's a door that leads there, probably into the booth. Because there would be doors.
It would probably be a curtain.
Oh, what?
A curtain.
Okay, then I'm going to say with your skills, you are able to hear that someone is approaching your curtain. Heavy footsteps, large boots, but not like workers' boots, just larger, fine boots. That's the same boots that the security have been wearing around this area. One of the security is about to enter this booth. What do you do?
I'm going to leave the booth.
How so?
I'm going to go into the booth next door.
So you're gonna scale around the outside?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, then I guess that would be our first roll, really.
Yes. I'm going
so-
to use my finesse or prowl. We'll
Either
see.
one, I think, would work. I could agree with both because you're very nimble.
Yeah.
So go ahead, give it a shot.
What difficulty is it? You get to pick the difficulty.
So I'm gonna say, because this is a theater, you're familiar with most of the theaters in town, and you're definitely familiar with. You've probably done this a few times, I would assume.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that it's pretty controlled, because you already most likely thought of this, and like, oh, if some guy comes in, I'm just gonna go over there, and like, so I'm gonna say it's yeah, controlled, because it's controlled, risky, and desperate. Yeah.
I believe so. All right,
Yeah.
so I clicked the button. It is controlled.
Do it up.
Standard.
Yeah. It's fine.
No bonus dice. All right.
All right.
So
A 6.
6.
That means you done it. You done did it. So as do you want to tell us how you get across?
She crawls out the side and then just stands up and steps into the other booth where there might be people sitting.
And there is. And as you kind of like you are like 2 or 3 stories above the ground, where the rest of the probably just one extra story above where the ground where the rest of the people are seated, because it's not the finest theater. And so you're looking down, and there's people sitting there, just kind of not paying attention or whatever. And for a second, you're like, oh, how could they? And you hop over to the next booth. And as you kind of land and tuck and roll into the booth, you stand up and you look to your left, and there is a man with a top hat and a kind of nice, but not really nice enough to be in this theater tuxedo, with sort of callous knuckles and dirty hands. And he's just sort of sitting in the booth by himself, and he's just looking at you, and he goes, "Have a seat."
She sits down and says nothing.
He kind of kicks his feet up on the edge of the balcony. His shoes are dress shoes, but they're covered in muck. They're dirty. He clearly doesn't give a shit about this theater.
She leans over and taps his shoes and points to the ground.
We got ourselves a refiner, didn't we? All right. And he puts the shoes down. And he watches. And you both kind of sit there and watch for a minute. And he goes, "I fucking hate plays. Sparrow." And he looks over to you. "Ah, yeah. Now, I can't believe I met you, boss, by just pure chance. How lucky am I? I would like to hire you for something."
How much?
It's going to be a coin in it for you. If all goes well. If you do the job. Easy job. You go in, you steal some shit. Maybe you plant a little evidence. Nice and easy.
When?
Meet me, and he hands you a small piece of paper, at this address tomorrow in Crowsford.
She takes the paper and does a little hand motion, and it disappears. And then stands up and walks out of the booth.
Looking forward to seeing you. And he kind of turns back. Fucking awful actors. And you go and leave. As you leave too, you see a man, the security, leaving the other booth, and he looks to another security man. They don't really notice you kind of going the other way. He looks at him and goes, there wasn't anybody in there. That guy was full of shit. Let's go. And they take off the other way. So he fucking sent them in there to make you do this. All right. I like it. Crystal.
Hi.
Where is Evany right now?
Evany would be down at the docks
Oh, also at the docks. All right.
with her back against a wall and twirling a knife. Just sort of staring at the water.
Are you there for any particular reason? Or just killing some time?
It's just where she likes to be most.
They got a lot of nice hooch here, a lot of nice drink at the docks, so it's probably what brought you. It's an interesting place. It's loud, you know what I mean? It can be fun. So yeah, I can see that. You never know what you're gonna see. So you're back against a wall, just kind of chilling. An old woman kind of comes walking up to you, sort of like hunched and covered in rags, and she comes up and goes and says, "Sparrow of you," and reaches out her like gnarled hand. She's a beggar.
Sorry, love, I barely have enough for me.
How hard times for you, eh? I understand. I'll tell you what, dear. I think things are gonna get better. And she offers her hand just to like hold your hand.
Okay, I will hold her hand.
Okay. She grabs your hand and her demeanor completely changes. And she just locks eyes with you from under her like hood. And you see her eyes roll back. And she just and you're like, "Ugh," and her hand is like an icy fucking vice. And you were just locked into her hands right now. And you can't really look away from her eyes. And I want you to roll for your attunement.
Okay.
I know usually you choose to attune, but it's, you know what I mean? Just for the
Okay.
sake.
How do I do that?
So it should be on your a character sheet.
If you
Pull it
click
up.
the word,
Okay.
And then it should be, just keep it nice and simple. It's probably, I'll say it's controlled standard. Let's keep it easy. It's like the intro rolls. Nice. Okay. So this woman, as she grabs your hand, she invades your mind, essentially. You start hearing her voice in your head, and now you sort of are kind of seeing things. The world around you starts sort of fading out to like a white, and you can hear her saying to you, "Oh, just as I thought. You are good at this. Look at that. Nice and easy. Now if you just settle down, I'll take control, and I'll get to be pretty again." And you're like, fuck that. So essentially, you know from your ability that she is trying to body hop into you. Whether this is a spirit, whether this is someone else with magic abilities, and you can use this role to essentially eject her the fuck out of your mind. How do you do so? Like, how would it look for you to be like, get the fuck out?
I think it would be it almost winds up being a scene inside my head.
Okay.
Where I show up as she's coming in and go, leave, and just push her out.
So she essentially goes for like a door in a way, and usually this is easy peasy, and you pop out of the door and she's like, "What?" And you just fuck off. You just kind of grab her by the face and throw her back, this sort of decrepit old woman, but you're not gentle with her. Like, get the hell out of here. And she, and there's sort of a force between you two. And she kind of backs up as she's on the ground, and her eyes, come back, and she's like, well, you don't gotta be a fucking ass about it. And she goes and starts walking away. And as she walks away, she passes by a small man with a top hat. And as she goes by, he drops some coin in her hand, and she goes, "She's hello, everyone." And she bucks off. He goes, "Thank you, Grandma." And he kind of turns to you, and he goes, "Sorry about that. Sort of like like when you practice or for a job, what is them called? Like an interview. I was interviewing you, seeing how you did. Hey, you did well. Look at that. You're pretty good at that shit. What is that? What do you call that? Is that magic? I never quite figured that shit out."
Yes, it's magic.
Oh, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Well then, I think I could use you. Yeah, I think I could use you for a job. You interested in a job?
Perhaps.
All right. Well then, if you are interested in a job, and he takes out a piece of paper out of his pocket and hands it to you, it's an address in Crow's Foot. Meet me there tomorrow. You and a couple other people are going to pull a job for me, clean and easy. And afterwards, you get corn out of it. How's that sound?
I could use a coin nowadays. So sure.
Oh, I think you could. Someone like you, so far from home, you can take all you can get, eh? And can you describe what Evany looks like as the camera really sees you as you step into the light?
Evany looks pretty much like me, only she has pure black eyes.
And as he looks to the black eyes as you come in, you talk roasty, always interesting. Well then, I'll see you around. And he just turns around and walks away, his little shoes clicking on the wood as he walks. You know the place in Crow's Foot. You can definitely get there right now. All right. I would say, Kay. Hello. Where are you right now?
She is actually in, as of right now, she's in Brightstone.
Ooh.
She received a note that says, essentially, hey, meet me here, I've got a job for you, sort of a thing, which is not uncommon for her.
For your line of work, yep.
But she's supposed to be heading to an art museum as of right now, but she's kind of taking her time because she's passing a few different tailors and nice clothing stores. There's an art gallery over there selling a few things that have piqued her interest. So yeah, she's heading there, but she's not in a rush. Okay.
I'm gonna say, as you're making your way to the place, taking your time, a carriage. Oh, God bless you. Sorry, my girlfriend sneezed. A carriage has been following you for the past sort of block. Just a simple black carriage, 2 horses. So it's a nice carriage, just following you. You don't recognize it, but it can keep an eye on you because you're on the main street. You want to do anything about it, or do you keep going?
I want to go ahead and try to duck into an alley to see if
So you duck into an alley, and you see the carriage sort of roll by in the dark, the perpetual dark that it always is. You were able to slip away. I won't make you roll for that. And as you're kind of in the alley, sort of backing up, watching, you realize that there are 2 people in the dark of this alleyway. One that you walked past, who now steps out and kind of blocks the alleyway itself, a large man, and another one behind you. And the large man in front of you goes, "All right then, lass, pay up." And they both begin to close in on you. Let's go, let's go. Ain't gotta twist your arm, ain't gotta hurt you. Pay up.
I ain't got no money.
And you give us anything you got. Come on, off with the shoes. Give us any coin, give us any things. You got a necklace, give it up. And the man behind you is about to grab you. You can just like feel it. Like,
I'm gonna go ahead and pull out one of my pistols.
okie dokie. Okay. So the pistols in this game, the way that they work is the way that I'm gonna make them work is they have 2 shots in them. It is like 2 barrels like that. When you fire, it goes boom and flips to the other barrel. You fire that, and that's it. They don't really want to have a lot of guns and a lot of firepower in this city because death is kind of an inconvenience to everybody in this city. But you pull out the pistol. What do you do with it?
I'm gonna aim it right at the guy in front of me.
Ooh. And he just kind of stops. All right. No need to get testy. But he's not backing up. He's just standing there with his hands up.
What do you want from me?
I told you, we want what you got, and I'll start with that gun. And the guy behind you goes to kind of bear hug you.
Would I need to do a finesse for that?
How are you going to defend against it?
Basically, she's just gonna try to sidestep, duck, basically sidestep, go behind him, and put the gun to the back of his head.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds very finessey. I like that shit. Do it. Roll that finesse.
Do I just press on the thing, or yeah?
Yeah, you should just click the button, I think.
And is
so I'm gonna say because let's just call it controlled standard for right now, because I guess this is just the intro stuff.
Okay. No.
Ooh, a 4 and a 1.
Oh.
So 0 dice, take the lowest result above. So as you go to sweep under and stand, and then you are able to get behind him, but as you go to pull your gun to the back of his head, he backhands it, and the gun kind of like clatters to the floor. And so the gun is like on the cobblestone next to you, but now you are no longer surrounded, and they are both, the alley's too small for them both to get around you, to get around each other. So it's one guy in front of you and another guy behind him. What do you want to do?
Grab my gun, and is there an exit for the alley? Because if so,
yeah, you could just haul ass the other way.
I'm gonna just haul ass.
Okay, so you just nope and start.
Well, try to grab the gun as I go, but yeah.
That's fine. So you run, scoop up the gun, and just
say bye.
cut through a couple alleys, and as you're making your way through, you eventually reach the street again. No one is following you. The men are not following you either, and you are like just kind of breathing heavy and easy. And standing against the wall with a top hat is a man just, all right. That was really fucking something. Look at you. You can move if you want to, can't you? Shit. Quick and nimble. Hello, my name's Snow. And he offers his hand.
She's just gonna stare at the hand. Not respond.
It's dirty.
No, I mean she's not gonna respond to him. She's just gonna stare at the hand.
Right. Always careful. I like that. I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed. Someone with your skills, I figured you could drop both of those men, no problem, no questions asked.
Might draw some attention.
Clever.
Especially in this area.
Especially in Broadstone. Never know when the blue coats come about. Well, I like the discretion. I have a job. You interested?
Maybe.
All right.
What's it pay?
Takes that 1 coin, and he hands you a piece of paper.
Just gonna look at the paper.
It is an address in prose, but you can get there. You know it.
Okay. I'll be there.
All right. Details will be given to you upon arrival. And, I know we'll do it after these. Have a nice day. Stay safe in these streets, all right? And he kind of tips his hat and walks away as the 2 men exit another alley and kind of like look to you and follow him. As you stand there under a street light, what do you look like? I don't think, did we do that?
She is a thinner woman. No, we did not do that thing. Thinner woman, pretty pale skin, very well dressed, but this is again one of those characters. You know, pants or skirts and stuff do not make sense if she's just running about. So definitely like pants, nice top. She's got long auburn hair that she typically keeps in a high bun because, you know, hair gets in the way when you're trying to kill people. And grayish blue eyes.
Cool. I like it. I like it. So, when that description, you just kind of stare at the letter. Grimalkin.
Well, no, this is the wrong character all the way. This is like some straight tough or something. I don't know where that went. Right, so, Grimalkin is, he's in Brightstone at the moment, sitting in a lovely little abode of a certain noble by the name of Mr. Barrowmore. He is sitting in a very well-appointed room where he and his friend Lord Barrowmore are talking over the details of a business proposition. Imagine overstuffed leather chairs and dark teak wood and bookshelves and a roaring fireplace. And Grimalkin looks across at the old, sort of pudgy graying man and goes, "Simply affix your name to this document, and you, sir, will have a 10% share in the best Leviathan hunter to ever sail the seas. All you need provide is $1,000 down payment, or 1,000 monies down payment to help supply the crew and kit out the ship." Yeah, monies?
Coins? I don't know.
Substantial. Down.
And the returns... Yes, sir.
And you're telling me that this Leviathan hunter is not already owned by one of the noble families?
Well, it's part owned by one of the... Well, it's part owned by one of the families, but you understand how certain families come upon hard times and require additional quiet backers to help prop up their business. I'm sure High Lord Merryweather would love a silent backer in his back pocket. Just helping.
Oh, yeah. Lord Merryweather, that is intriguing. Very intriguing.
Know. Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what, I think I will sign this document. I think I will pay you what you are asking, because I find it fair and reasonable, and I find you to be a fair and reasonable man.
I believe you are, sir. Yes.
But I need to fetch my finest pen, my contracting pen. I am a stickler for things of that sort. And 2 cigars.
I wouldn't have it any other way, sir. Thank you.
Of course. Would you like a drink?
I would if you have brandy.
No, that's a joke. Of course I have brandy. It's the best.
Excellent.
And he stands up, kind of hikes his belt, and kind of walks out of the room. And it's like this nice kind of sliding oak wooden doors, and then he slides them down behind you. And you're sitting by, I'm gonna say there's like a nice fireplace probably that you guys were talking near.
Yes.
And you're kind of sitting there. What does Grimalkin look like in the light of the fire?
Grimalkin is a whip-lithe individual with hawkish features, wears a black bowler with a green stripe around it, small round glasses that sit on the tip of his pointy nose. He probably stands about 6 foot tall, wears gray pinstripes with a white shirt and a red vest. Tends to wear walk with a cane as well, not for any limping reasons, just to show off the opulence.
Very good, very good. Scoundrel of class.
Indeed.
And
but if
as
you were to
sit
look at
there-
him, you'd see there's maybe a fray on one of the pockets here. Maybe the shoes aren't as polished as they probably should be, and there's a scuff that's been blacked over with some coal. Yeah.
I like it. So as you sit there kind of chilling in the chair, just enjoying the ambiance of the environment, just God, he's got really nice shit. He's got a lot of nice shit. You should have that nice shit too. You think you want that nice shit.
I do.
Are you gonna grab anything while you're in this room while he's out?
No, I don't want to spoil the soup before it's served, good sir.
Absolutely. So as you're kind of sitting there just like, this is nice, the door opens again. And this time it is 5 of his guardsmen
Well,
and him in the back, kind of behind them. And he goes, Mr. What did you say your name was again, sir?
I'm Reginald James Finley, Esquire, sir, agent of Lord Merryweather.
Yes, Agent of Lord Merryweather, of course. The problem is, I already know Lord Merryweather, and he knows no one by your name. And I was given an anonymous tip from a good citizen that today I would be visited by a scoundrel.
Well,
And
sir,
look what has happened. You come to me with a contract for a Leviathan hunter? Poppycock, I say.
sir, I assure you there's been a mistake.
There
Of course.
has. I allowed you in my abode.
If you would allow
Gentlemen-
me to say my piece simply, and I would like to make a roll.
Yes. Okay. What do you want to do?
I would like to make a consort or a sway roll. I would simply like to say to him, sir, obviously there are some political machinations going on here, and of course an anonymous tip from a good citizen would lead you off the scent of a viable piece of business as someone else wants it in your stead. And I would like to make a sway roll.
Okay. I would say we could do controlled standard like everybody else.
Okay. Yeah.
This situation would probably be risky any other.
Yeah.
Because you're like, sweating back against the wall, 5 huge guys ready to beat your ass.
I fail!
That's okay.
That's what I like.
You failed. And he stops for a second and goes,
Yes, you're right. Quite a good point indeed. I will be thinking about it while my men rough and tumble you out my door. Gentlemen,
Wait,
and he
wait,
claps
what?
his
What?
hands, and
No,
the
what? Wait.
guys kind of crack their necks and all come for you. Do you allow them to
Yes, of course I
escort
do.
you out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't do it in a kindly manner.
No, of course they
as
don't.
they hurt you a little bit. Like one punches you in the stomach, like "Ooh," and it's a big guy, and then they carry you. And while they're carrying you out the door, every once in a while, you get your body slammed into a wall or so.
Oh,
And
watch
you
the
are-
glasses! Watch the glasses!
You are not only ejected out the front door, they drag you all the way out down the walkway, open the main gates to Lord Barrymore's estate, and throw you into the street itself as you just boom and tumble onto into the dark night of Brightstone.
I'm telling Lord Merryweather about this! We'll see who was right!
They slam the gate. Fuck off, cardman! And stand up, brush off
Well,
your hat, yeah.
Right, yeah.
And
Well, that was that then.
as you are
Yes.
kind of standing there, brushing yourself off, a carriage pulls up behind you and stops right like behind you. And the door pops open, and there is a small man with a top hat in the carriage. And he goes, "Oi, you want a ride?"
Fully composed again quickly. He does a very
You turn
military...
around smiling.
I do. He does a very military, like, heel turn, where he puts the one foot behind the other and pivots. Boink! Puts his can up in his hand and goes, I assume, sir, that was your doing?
You're a quick one, ain't you?
Yes,
it was.
All right. So, yes, I would love to go for a ride.
Hop in.
And you enter his carriage. It is not as nice as it should be in Brightstone. No, that's actually not true. It is nice. It's actually very nice. It is a Brightstone carriage. I'm sorry. The problem is that as you get in and you sit down, as you shut the door, you do immediately notice that there's some blood on the door.
I was about to ask who he stole it from. Is there any sort of marking in here that would lead me to believe I know who he stole it from? Because he obviously stole this.
Yeah, so it's from one of the noble houses. I would say, actually, let me go ahead and pull up one of the nobles here, because I think it would be from one of their houses. Da-da-da-da. Lady Valencia. He stole it from the Valencia estate.
This is a Valencia carriage, isn't it?
It is. It is
Co-
indeed.
Got a bit messy taking it, though.
Well, they don't always go easy, you know. Sometimes they like to give you a little shit, so you got to slam their face into a car door or a carriage door.
I
What's a
think-
car?
What's a car? I don't know. That's an interesting word you've used there. Oh my god! Ew! Scandalous. I tend to believe bloodshed is the last resort of a wise gentleman.
Oh, I know. Indeed it is. But he wasn't very wise, was he?
I see your point.
I do apologise for fucking your job over. But, I've got something more important for you to do. A man of your skills, I think, could be quite useful. So I've got a job with insured payment.
Well, I just lost a job with insured payment, so I feel like perhaps you owe me a job with insured payment.
Oh, you are quick. I like that. No, I don't. But I am going to offer you this. 1 coin is the job.
Yeah.
Clean and easy. It ain't hard. It's in Crow's Foot. Not a lot of cops, not a lot of blue coats. You should be fine. I'm putting a little team together so you won't be alone. But don't worry, they're all pros. What do you think?
What kind of job?
Takes out a piece of paper and hands it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Meet me at that address tomorrow, and I'll tell you.
All right. You're good enough to get in the way of a scam, so you're good enough to listen to, I think. I'll see you there.
All right. And do you get out of his carriage?
If it stops for me.
Going.
Yeah.
What?
I'm not gonna jump out of it if it's moving.
It is moving. It is
Okay.
moving, but he goes, all right, and tips his hat like time to go. And he's just staring at you.
You just had me thrown out of a house. I'm certainly not jumping out of your carriage.
All right, that's good enough. That's understandable.
And he slams on the carriage and goes, "Oi, pull over!" And it stops.
I bring the cane up into my hand, I open the door, and hop out. And I, with the tip of the hat and the tip of the cane.
And he nods right back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, you, I guess, just confidently and without any sort of, ill ideas, walk confidently down Brightstone like you belong there.
I do belong here.
Down the walkway.
Indeed.
All right, so you are all going to meet at a butcher shop, just a small butcher shop in Crow's Foot. Usually the billhooks own the butcher shops, but that man was not a billhook. You're not really sure who he was. The name Snow doesn't mean anything to you, really. But there it is. So, do any of you prepare before you come to this place?
Do I?
You're
I know.
muted, Kevin. You're still muted. Well,
Couldn't
Kevin,
find Zoom.
there you go.
I will spend most of the day staking out the place,
Okay.
taking
So if
notes of who comes in and out, and I'm going to do it from the roof across the way at one point, and then behind it.
All right. Okay. Very good. So that's what you were doing. Anybody else doing anything?
I was actually planning on staking out the place as well,
Okay.
as well as
Same.
checking any,
That's good. You're pros. Should be what you do.
as well as checking for possible entrances, exits,
Okay.
that sort of thing. Anything looks suspicious around it.
Gotcha. All right. Victor, do you just go? I feel like you would just go.
I would, but before I go, I would definitely be what I will do is I would have my violin case, and I would have gotten at least some of my chemical equipments kind of stashed around my body, hidden
Cool.
strategically to kind of in case I need them.
Okay. Then, and Grimalkin?
I
do
would like to
anything?
do 2 things in the ensuing 24 hours. First, I would like to spend the evening flipping through my vast collection of blueprints to see if I have anything for that block. Just so I understand the lay of the land without having to be so gauche to sit there for hours on end.
I'm gonna say before you go, you actually, we see you walking out of we see you walking out of a room, a nice room lit by candlelight only, and there is a pretty attractive woman behind the desk, and you kind of are leaving, tipping your hat with the documents, and she goes, and just tips back, almost making fun of you, but in a playful way.
Yeah.
And you shut the door and make your way as she usually provides you with like random information like this. So I'm gonna say you're able to get some simple layouts of the area.
Yeah.
They're not super great because the construction in Crowsfoot's not always the best, and this is kind of a newer area as opposed to the old, very nice sort of Gothic kind of cathedrals and or buildings and things that were in Crowsfoot. This is like a newer block, so it's kind of shitty, shabby. But you. Oops, sorry, my phone. But you have a good sense for where everything is. And looks like a place to get out of.
Good. Yes. Always good to have escapes. Which is why also the second thing I would like to do is go talk to my good friend Jaren in the Blue Coats. He's an archivist there. And I would like to inquire about any recent criminal activity or the possible ownership of this location, so that I may have some good information before going there.
All right. Okay. Fine. Yeah, we can do that. So you go to Jaren. Sort of a. Do you want to describe Jaren, or would you like me to describe him?
He's some form of cop. So you should feel free.
Yes. So he is not like many of the blue coats that patrol are sort of hardy gentlemen, because this is a rough city. Yeah. Hardy fucking gentlemen who can look like they can snap your spine. They are intimidating people. Jaren is not that. Jaren definitely was born to do book stuff. He is thinner. He's probably closer. He's shorter than you a little bit. He's probably like 5'9", something like that, whereas you're like 6 foot. He is sort of thin, a little bit pale. His hair is always like a little bit of a mess, and he's always got a bunch of papers fucking everywhere. But he's very good at his job, and he has a very acute sense or attention to detail. And so as you come in, he's sort of messing with things, and it's just like, "Oh, Grim, how are you?"
Good, friend. How are you doing this evening? Or this, we'll say it's morning-ish. I don't know. We'll say, how are you doing this morning? Yes.
Yeah, right? This time of
this
day.
Darkness.
It's always night.
Yeah.
Well, forgot to sleep last night. Been working on a lot of things.
Anything interesting? You all right? Anything interesting? Anything I can help with?
You what? Yeah. No. Not yet. I don't know.
All right.
I'll let you know.
Well, you know you have my address. Simply send a note and I'm here for you. But I'm actually here for you at this moment. I have a question for you. And he'll hand him the address. This is a butchery in Crowsfoot. Normally owned by the Billhooks, except this one is not. That makes it an anomaly, and I'd like to know why.
All right, so this was, and he starts going through like these other books, and he goes, oh my, are you going there?
I was planning on it, should I not?
Well, I wouldn't go there for too long. I don't know, your dealings. I don't want to know your dealings, but there is, I think there's an organization that works out of there. They're newer, only within the last year, but they've been grabbing up territory like bandits.
Really?
Yeah, but it's been really violent. They don't, like the Billhooks are violent. They leave bloody people all over the street. They're not that violent, but they've been fucking some people up. What is their name? And we cut over to Sparrow. As you're kind of looking at them. Are you on rooftops or are you in the street?
I do a rooftop.
Okay, so from the rooftop, you're looking down, and you say to yourself, the Badgers. And that's the gang that essentially has moved in, this new gang. Grimalkin, you were given the same information. That man, Snow, he is their leader. He is the head of the Badgers, their mafia boss, if you will, their gang lord. And you can see a couple of the Badgers kind of standing outside of the butcher shop. They are sort of easy to spot. The Badgers almost dress nice, almost. They are a rough and tumble group of people, but like I said, they're dressing almost kind of nice. You know what I mean? Like nice suspenders, button-up shirts. Sometimes the sleeves are rolled up, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're wearing like nice coats. They wear clothes that are kind of nice for them. Definitely stolen, as they wear them until they're like tattered. So sort of like your look, Grimalkin, a little bit dirtier than you though. Not as fine and not as aristocratic, but they look like well-to-do people at like just a quick glance. But when you really look at them, you're like, oh, those are toughs. Those are not like nice gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, because they're both. So I think that's probably good for the information.
Yes, that was very helpful. Thank you, Jaren. I'll be on my way.
Goodbye.
Don't forget to call if you need anything. Bye.
I probably will. So, Crystal and Kay, as you guys are looking upon it, I'm not going to say that any of you guys notice each other, though. You're all so good at what you do that you like just miss each other as you're all scanning.
And
but
different
all of
rooftops. And...
yeah, different rooftops, different like walkways. But as all of you are kind of looking, all of you do notice just a man, kind of a taller, thin man. You said he wears not super nice clothes, right, Jack?
Yeah, it's very plain looking clothing.
Yeah. So
has a hat, in
so
a vest.
a tall man in like the hat and normal clothes comes walking up with a violin case and just walks up to the thugs, and you see them like oh, blah, 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 and they start yelling at him, and he shows them a piece of paper, and they're like, and they allow him inside. He just walks inside. None of you know who that is. Just a man with a violin case. But it is getting close to time to enter the butcher shop. Do you all do so normally?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Wait, who uses doors in this group besides me?
I do. I will walk in at precisely the appointed time, out in the open through the front door.
I'm going to sneak
That's
in a
fine.
bit early because it might take some time to get through the building.
Okay. Anybody?
Are there any like side doors, back doors?
Yes, there is a back door. There is also a cellar door, like one of those like, big hatch open cellars.
I'm
You
gonna
can
try to go in through the cellar.
All right, you're going in through the cellar. Where are you breaching, Kev?
If it's a 2-story building, I will go from in the second story.
Yeah, we can say there's like an apartment or something above it, whatever.
Through a window.
Sure. And Crystal?
I am also walking in the front door.
Okay, I like it. All right. So those who aren't super paranoid go walking into the front door, and then you all die. Ha! No.
Oh well.
Ah, shit. So you all
What you guys watch tonight?
All right, time to roll up another character. I guess here we go.
Where's the random cobalt generator?
Right.
Kev, do you want to roll a
Prowl?
like a prowl? Yeah, just roll a quick prowl to get in there. I just want to see if they notice you or not. Let's say it's risky standard.
5.
5? That's close enough. So you're able to get in. I'm gonna say you're able to get in through the like apartment upstairs, and there are people in there, and so it takes you a while. It's like taking you a little bit longer to get down there than you'd like, but you are going to be able to get down there. But you'll basically arrive sort of on time, maybe a little bit late.
I'm a little late.
Yeah, that's okay. And Kay, what was your character's name again?
Codename Scarlet.
Scarlet. All right, so Scarlet, you're going to go in through the basement. I might have to roll for that. You go into the basement, and as you go into the basement, because it's the basement of their butcher shop, you hear voices, you hear talking, and you hear like, please, I don't have the money. Boom, boom, and it's like, oh, they're interrogating somebody, or they're like torturing somebody or something. Do you just go past it and go up the?
Yeah, definitely. She didn't care.
Okay, you just fuck off. You're like, I don't give a fuck. And
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna try to sneak past, so she's not noticed. But fuck
Okay.
that guy. I don't know that guy.
Okay. We're not gonna worry about it. You're able to get past. That's more what I wanted. Choice. There you go. Those who walked through the front door. You walked through the front door of the butcher shop, and it's a kind of a smaller butcher shop, just a counter in front of you, with the meats and things behind it. and there is a large man kind of standing there behind the desk, and he sort of nods for you all to go back into like the freezer. So you all follow him into this freezer area. It's you three, so it's Grimalkin, Evany, and Victor. As you guys walk into the freezer, you see that there is a kind of tall woman standing in the freezer, and she's wearing like the kind of nice-ish clothes with suspenders. She's missing her right arm, and she's just standing there just punching one of the like meat things, like just a big chopped up piece of meat, just boom, 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 and kind of boxing it. Now, those of you who had done their homework know that that this is Millie, and she is basically like the right-hand man / muscle to Snow, and she's known for bashing in a lot of people's skulls. And she's just kind of boxing like with a piece of meat, and she stops, looks at all of you. No, they're all here. And she just sort of yells, and from a hatch in the freezer, like you hear, and the hatch opens, and Snow comes walking up a couple of stairs, and he's got a rag that he's sort of wiping blood off of his hands. And he goes, well, all right. No, they're not. And he stops. And he turns around, and down at the bottom of the stairs is you, Scarlet, as you're just... Because you showed up just as he went up. And the crunching of the man's face and the yelling down there kind of blocked you. So, Kay, you sort of are just right behind Snow as he's, well, all right, come on up. And he offered, like, he's not super worried about it, but he's like, what the fuck? Like, so you all enter. Snow puts his hat on, finishes wiping the blood off his hands, just kind of throws the rag to the side. Right then. And he goes behind like one of the meat things and pulls out like just this shitty wooden chair, plops it down and sits on it. So you're all standing, but he's sitting. And Millie comes and stands next to him, and he goes, right then, we're missing one. Where's the sneaky one? Millie, check upstairs. And she goes, and just goes like a dog. So as you were sneaking around, Sparrow, you make it through through one of the rooms, and you're about to, you see like the front door of the apartment in front of you, and you hear like up the stairs. Do you hide?
Obviously.
Okay, so you behind like a wall, and some of the people who are in the apartment are like, oh, what are you doing, Millie? And she goes, fucking sharp. Is there someone up here? I'm like, no, fuck you, Millie. She comes over and is like, I'm telling you, if there's someone up here, you gotta fucking tell me. And they're like, Millie, calm the fuck down. We're shit face. We don't know what's going on. Please stop yelling. And she grabs one of them and like lifts him up, and he's like, holy fuck. And she's just like, like just anger, but she's distracted with them.
Yeah, can I walk like directly behind them casually?
Yes, you don't even have to roll for that. So you just, and one of the ones who's, because like you said, now that you see the people, they're like shit faced up there. And one of them goes, he's just walking by. He's like, and you just head down the stairs. So as they're all sitting in the freezer, not Millie, but the young woman knows as Sparrow comes walking through the door. You described your character, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So here you all are standing in this freezer, which is fucking cold, surrounded by meat, and this kind of smaller gentleman is just sitting in a chair with his weird little tuxedo and top hat. Right then. Now, I chose all of you for a job because I think that you're all quite capable, but you're all wasting your fucking talents, yeah? There's things you could have here in this city. You could just take from others. And I think it would be easy fucking peasy. And I would like you to do that for me.
At least for this instance, yeah? If the job goes right, maybe I've got more jobs for you in the future. Maybe. If you fuck it up, maybe you die. I don't know. But either way, if you do the job, you get paid. You're all savvy with that, yeah? All right, thought so. So here's what I need. There is a group known as the Iron Biters.
You all know the Iron Biters. They're also as violent as the Billhooks. They are a brutal, brutal group. They are known for caving in people's skulls with lead poles, just heavy metal pipes. They're brutal, or bashing faces, and that's why they're called the Iron Biters, because they bash in your face. Anyway,
so the Iron Biters, they got a distillery, right? I want you to go, and I want you to either steal or destroy a shipment of whiskey. Now, this is pretty nice shit, so they sell it for a pretty penny. Well, they sell it for a pretty penny. I don't know how much you can sell it for, but steal the booze or destroy it, and sabotage their distillery. Sound easy enough, right? It's a small operation. It ain't a big factory or nothing. Literally in a back lot. Just a few tanks. No moonshine, but they do it real well. They make it nice. They call it whiskey. I guess it's more moonshine. Anyway, so you do that for me, but the kicker is you got to make it look like the Billhooks did it. Oh, maybe dice somebody up, make it look like the Billhooks, chop them up, you know, or just like leave one of their hatchets there, but it's got to be one of theirs. However you do it, make it look like they did it. Make it fucking convincing, yeah? Don't think you can do that?
Scarlet's just gonna kind of slowly nod, not actually say anything.
There you go. That's why I like confidence. Confidence is key. Anyhow, do this for me. You get a coin, and you can do whatever you want with the whiskey. I don't give a fuck. Sell it, keep it, whatever you want to do. And you get a coin out of it. Then I like you a little more, and that's nice. We could all use friends in this city, right?
What does your friendship cost?
My friendship? Well, it costs you doing this job for me. You see, I'm easy to please. I'm a very nice man. You can ask anyone here. And if you help me out, I do like to help you out, long as you're useful. And you all do seem quite useful.
It leads one to ask the question.
Ask away.
What happens if one says no?
If you say no to the job?
Yes.
Well, I think it's quite simple. You say no to the job, I'll let you walk out the door. You go and live your lives. The problem is, then I know that you're not very useful. You get me? So maybe if someone else hires you for a job, and I recognize your work, and that job was against me, and I know it was you, but then you're fucked. But you don't take my job, no hard feelings.
I'll be honest, you seemed quite unthreatening there for a moment, except for the obvious intimidation with the large woman with the meat hook. But I like a man who speaks truly and who says, if you do not work for me, I will ruin you. I respect that. That is an obvious show of power in a place that needs an obvious show of power. I'm in.
You're an interesting man. Everybody else, what do you think? Any questions about the job? Anything you want to know?
There is the distillery.
Right. So the distillery's right here in a beautiful crow's nest, or a crow's foot, rather. It is by an old abandoned tenement building. It's right in the back lot. And he describes to you like the street corner. You know it. You know how to get there. Now, the distillery itself is in a lot surrounded by a nice big fence, about 6 feet, but it's all blocked by buildings. So you can't see it from the street. But one back alley rides along the back, and you got at least 3 4-story buildings all around it, all shitty tenements, you know, before the fall of Crow's Foot, what have you, kind of shitty buildings. But it's hard to see from the streets, so you'll only have to deal with the men that's there.
Just the men there.
Right. Shouldn't be that many. Kill them. Fucking blow them up. I don't care what you do. Poison them. Don't kill them. Doesn't bother me. As long as you make it look like the bell hooks did it. Just make sure the distillery is kaput and take all that whiskey.
I can take care of the distillery, yes. So I am in, as they say.
All right. Well, then I'm excited to see you do it. Go. And he shoots you out the door. Do you leave? Right.
I turn around on my heel and walk out. Yes. I wait outside for everyone else to come.
So as you guys, Grimalkin approach the freezer door slams open, and the angry woman Millie is standing there, and she looks right at you, Sparrow, and she looks at Snow, and Snow just staring at her, and she looks back at you and just steps to the side, just like only looking at, so pissed off at Sparrow. She knows that you got past her as you all go walking out. So you all go walking past this woman who, intimidation is right. She's just so pissed off all the time, but she exudes like just danger as just a person. Just looks like she just wants to hurt everything. So you guys make your way out into the street outside of the butcher shop.
Well,
So,
Sparrow. I'm a thief.
I am Victor. I am very good with explosives.
I'm Evany. I do magic.
Scarlet, let my guns do most of the talking.
Grimalkin, weaver of webs and spinner of words. Pleasure to meet all of you.
Safe house?
If
Who
there
has
is
one?
I do not.
Shit.
We need to fiat our way into the thing that we created somehow.
yeah, not yet,
Yeah.
not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Oh.
It was, I will say, after this job, you could have it.
Okay.
But right now, you're all. I mean, you all described yourselves as like, I have nothing. So you're all just like street people right now. But you have no real place.
Okay, that's fair.
Bar?
I have a bit of a brothel. Well, it's not mine, but it's a place we can at least go and talk.
I'm interested in that.
After you.
Fine.
Evan, you know where I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Did we name it?
We did not.
That's fine. I'll think of a name.
Okay.
Uh,
It's over in Silkshore.
yes. So, you all head over to a brothel known as The Haven, which is... the name is deceptive. It's not the nicest brothel by any means. It definitely was like an older building that was then bought by somebody else, and it was probably hand-me-down by a couple of businesses. It looks like it's kind of fallen apart. But, you know, it'll do. It doesn't have quite the allure and the beauty of some of the other places of Silkshore, which are actually, despite that it's all gambling dens and brothels, it doesn't look half bad. They dress it up, you know? And that's kind of how they make their money here. Like, the area isn't nice, but they make it look nice. A lot of, like, you know, it's called Silkshore because a lot of the tapestry workers or the people who like make clothing and shit also live here. But there's also tons of brothels and things. A lot of like red flags that kind of indicate the brothels, and red and purplish to kind of indicate where to go. And they all have like sort of like code written on the buildings and signs and flags that sort of indicate what they are. You guys are all pretty hip to it, so you know where to go. But like someone from like Char Hollow walking in here might be like, "What the fuck?" But you guys are like, "Oh, that's a brothel, not a bar. That's a bar, not a brothel." Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You're able to like tell the difference. So you head into the Haven. And as you walk in, it is sort of like a first sort of waiting area sort of room, and there is a woman sitting at the desk, and she's kind of a young but like weathered kind of woman, and she's sort of writing in a book, and she goes, "Hello, welcome to the Oh, you brought friends."
I did. How are you doing today, darling?
I'm doing all right. It's been a little slow today, so
No, we're not. She might.
She might be a bit jumpy. She might try to get you all to buy someone. Pay for some time.
We were just hoping to have a room for an hour or so, if that's all right.
And she looks behind her and goes, "I can do that." Yeah.
Excellent.
And she
Thank you, darling.
puts it down and she goes, "Don't worry about the pay. Come.
I'm going to bring you
It's
some
full." And she
very
gives you a
nice
little-
whiskey as a thank you gift.
The what?
I tell her, as a thank you gift, I'm going to bring you some very nice whiskey.
Ooh, yes. I would like that. Thank you very much.
Of course.
And as you all walk by, she goes, "Hello." Like, "Hello." As you kind of just pass by her. And
Scowl at her as she walks by.
"Hello." Ooh. Not that one. No. I don't like her. So as you guys make your way to this room through the brothel, you get to the room. Not bad. It's actually they're kept pretty clean, kind of. But yeah, you are now in a small brothel room, hanging out.
So, my friends. I feel like I keep cutting you off, Crystal. Do you want to talk? I'll shut up.
No,
Okay.
go for it.
All right. I'm trying to play the spider, you see. It seems like in the form of a plan, we should find a way to get some incriminating evidence first. Stake out the place for a minute just to see what the security looks like. Maybe see if we can find a discreet way in, and then allow our dear friend here to do his work while we ride off with the good bits to sell on our own. Does that sound like a plan?
I like this plan.
Why don't we just have the billhooks attack it?
Well, then we won't get to keep the whiskey. Of course,
I
we
didn't
could.
promise anything to anyone.
Good. I just did. And no one stopped me. So,
She's just staring at you. I would say though, Sparrow's stare, solid, a little intimidating.
I respect
There
that.
you are.
Her
Yeah.
eyes are a little haunted.
I feel like Sparrow and Scarlet might end up getting along just because they absolutely just seem to hate everybody.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll find out.
Obtain billhook.
Indeed.
Recon.
Yes, if anyone can show me what the place looks like, I can make a good bomb for it.
And if somebody has a good way to possibly get on a roof, unseen, make a sketch for you, would that be useful?
Yeah, I just need an idea of scope and size, surrounding area, so it's local.
We do know it's attached to a tenement building.
Right.
Careful.
Right.
Yes, avoiding collateral damage. Hurting them is fine. Come here.
Good scout from above. It's not a problem for me.
All right. Yeah, I just need
Excellent.
a good sketch.
That can
I'm gonna say for the sketch, because we don't have to play out every single scene unless you guys want to. But I'm going to say for, like, let's say the sketch as you are describing it, we cut to, who wanted to do the sketch? Who wanted to do the recon? Sparrow or Scarlet? I feel like you two are...
No reason not to do both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, as Sparrow, as you're sitting there kind of kicking your feet and roughly sketching the area, Scarlet is sort of like prowling the area for anyone that might find you guys and come up. You know what I mean? Because you're on a rooftop. But just like sort of gun in the back waistband, like waiting. What's up?
Can we also have Scarlet look for numbers?
Oh, of how many people?
Yeah.
Yes. So at any given time, it looks like the abandoned tenement complex that this lot is connected to isn't so abandoned, but it's only full of ironbiters, the ironbiter gang. And there's probably like a good 15 to 20 of them in this area at any given time. Now they meander, they wander, and they do drink a lot at the distillery. Some of them just get drunk there. They just don't care. They're drinking the excess, whatever. Maybe they're drinking a little more than the excess. But yeah, they're just kind of hanging out drinking. But no, it's not like a party environment. There's no like other people there. It's just them. Like they're obviously not allowed to like bring girls into that area. It's business. But they just happen to be drunk because it's Victorian era and everyone's drunk. So you're looking at about 15, 20 ironbiters. You're looking at this lot that's pretty decently sized. I'm going to say you could judge yourself, Victor, how big the bomb has to be to not hit the building. There's enough room between all the areas to make it boom, but not destroy everything. You might blow out a few windows, but that's about it.
Okay.
There's a 6-foot fence that surrounds the lot, and then it connects directly. It's like a backyard to this tenement complex that probably used to be a school way back when, and this used to be like the playground, think about it. But it's all pavement and cobble. And then there's a nice alleyway that runs behind the fence, and then these buildings, which you guys are sitting on top of.
Sparrow is really sitting on the edge of the building, kicking her feet as she sketches in a little book.
Yep. And yeah, so you have the sketch, shabam. You, Victor, you are able to determine how big the bomb needs to be.
Been distilling the components.
Do we have to roll for that to see the effectiveness of the bomb, or do we do that later?
I can do that later when we do our engage.
Let's do it when you like set it. Like, I hope it works. Okay.
Yeah. I think it'll be more
Evany?
fun that way.
Evany, perhaps you could tell us if there's a more discreet entrance for the musician to slip in through?
Perhaps.
Ghosty bits? Secret old buildings and entrances and things like that?
Roll a tune for me. If you want to try to feel the area a little bit. Nice. All right. 6. So as Sparrow is kicking her feet on the side and Scarlet is sort of counting the people, the bodies, we go down, and in the building that you guys have infiltrated, down in the basement, is Evany, as she is sort of in the basement room. And how do you like channel? How do you like try to check? Is there like a special way that you kind of see her doing that? Like sort of a flavor to her magic?
It's pretty much a meditation.
Oh, cool. All right. So you're like on the ground, just zoning out. Okay, cool. So we go down, and they're just in this blank slate sort of concrete room is Evany, as she's just sort of focusing. And as you do, you feel it. You definitely see what looks like echoes. It's not really actually a ghost, but it's echoes of people that are essentially right in this concrete room that you're in. There is there's like a bunch of sort of junk against one of the walls, and behind that junk, you see the junk is gone, and there's a doorway there, sort of like a tunnel entrance, and these men are walking in and out of it. And as you kind of stand to look at it, you sort of reach it, and then you eventually reach all the trash and the junk. But you kind of like, And then we see all the junk is moved out of the way, and you're standing there looking at basically a large tunnel entrance that was boarded up, and all of the boards are down and gone, and you go walking, and as you look up, you reach, and there's sort of splits in the tunnels that go to like different areas. One end just has a big fucking gate on it, like big solid iron. The other one goes and looks like it has crumbled. You continue, and there is what appears to be a ladder that leads up. And as you listen, you can hear what sounds like the iron biters. So this place, whatever this is, leads to like a manhole or something that goes near where they are. Might be right under them. You're not totally sure, but judging by the distance, it's in the lot. It's beyond the 6-foot fence. So you have a sneaky way in.
Awesome. I will convey that to the other people.
Cool. Ghost Recon. Oh shit. Ghost Recon. Legit. We did the thing. Okay, so
And so it begins.
It begins.
so you have a sneaky way in. You have a rough sketch and a good, decent body count for how many body count, but a decent count of heads for how many people are there. You need anything else?
I want to know more about the bill hooks.
The bill hooks. Okay. So the bill hooks have been around for a while. I think you all know enough about them. They are nasty. They are violent. They are fucking crazy. They kill the shit out of people. They leave people, whenever there's like an issue with them, they fucking leave people chopped up and diced up in the street. They fucking slash the shit out of you. They use hatchets and meat hooks. That's their like prime thing, sometimes like machetes. And they just brutalize people. Think they're like the MS-13 of this world. They're just very violent, hateful, nasty people. They run drugs, prostitution, a lot of extortion, a lot of just straight strong arm robberies, a lot of like protection rackets, but they are known for just being fucking awful. A lot of them are in jail. A lot of them are not. A lot of them are on drugs a lot of the time, so they're pretty good at fighting because they're like fucking, they like barely feel pain. They're awful. But very violent, very prone to violence, and very dangerous. The bill hooks. They also use meat hooks. And the
Because of
fact
course they do.
that, what'd you say?
I said because of course they do.
Of course they do. And the
I mean,
fact,
I would.
yeah. And the fact that the Badgers set up shop in a butcher shop, when you looked into the bill hooks, that was indeed a part of the bill hooks turf. The Badgers took it. So could be a reason as to why Snow wants them to take the fall for slighting the Iron Biters. Because the Iron Biters are also good at violence, but... So yeah. And you know kind of the bill hook hangouts, you know what I mean, where they are, where they go. There's a bar nearby where they like to frequent called the Thunder Bucket.
Okay. Let's see. I'm ready.
All right.
Do you have a plan, Spider?
Sorry, yes, I had a bit of a pussy problem there for a moment, you know, and as we are now, a brothel.
Just gotta take care of business.
Yeah,
The
just gotta
spider
take
was
care of
exhibiting
business.
spider behavior.
Yes.
I could tell because of where we met.
Yes. 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 Well, I think relatively simple plan. I should be able to acquire us a bill hook weapon relatively easily. Once I have done that, it should be no problem to have one of you slip it in as the bomb goes off from underneath, as our fine Miss Evany found. And now, thanks to you, Sparrow and Scarlet, we know exactly where that bomb should go to create maximum damage. I will have a cart waiting for us as well, and that will carry the whiskey out. And the plan is done.
Well, are the Iron Biters dumb?
They are prone to violence, more than deep thought and machinations. I'm just making this up, but you tell
They're
me if
thugs.
I'm wrong or not.
No, you're close.
Yeah.
They're thugs. Their leader's not there. Their leader's known to be pretty crafty, but they're as dumb as, street toughs. So, yeah.
Can you make it look like the bomb was supposed to be bigger?
What is your intent, my good friend?
the bill hooks aren't subtle.
Mmm.
See the
Splashier.
point.
I like it.
So you want bomb that's not full of a bomb that is also a bomb.
Make a bad bomb.
I can do that.
Make a shitty bomb that's supposed to be a dope bomb. Like it looks so fucking cool, but it sucks.
Just glue some extra gears on it? I don't know.
That's not how that works.
No?
No.
Sure it
I
is.
saw it. Okay.
Sparrow, you're convinced that's definitely how bombs work. He's just an ass.
No. That's how these tinkering things work. Is you just glue some gears onto your hat, and now it's special.
That is essentially, you have just struck the heart of steampunk. But yes, I see. That is essentially steampunk. Put some gears on it, it's now good.
What does it do? Don't care.
Doesn't matter. It's a secret.
But it super looks awesome. Yeah.
But it does.
Like, yeah. I can put it in there. I can get in and out.
Phrases.
Yeah.
Boom.
If you're the one to do it, then you're going to need the igniter.
I can. Fine, I'll get you in there and out of there.
You don't want. I was going to say you don't want me to press the button when you're in there still.
I know how some mechanisms work, but you're the expert.
In
You know how to press a button. You're able to press buttons.
Very well.
Yeah. So on that hallway, you said what was in that hallway? There was an iron door.
As the tunnel went down to the left, there's a big iron door. To the right, it was a collapsed tunnel, and then further down, there was the ladder that led right up underneath the lot. The tunnel kept going. There's more down there. It looks like an old, I don't know, some old pathway to ship stuff.
Smuggler's tunnel, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
But there didn't seem to. There was a pile of junk somewhere.
In front
there was
of
a
the
pile.
door.
Yep. It was like old debris, and you know what I mean, like a big bookshelf, and like it looks like somebody tried to hide it with like a bunch of old trash, and then boarded it up, and then covered it with that years ago. So no one gives a shit about it anymore.
We can put some axes in that.
Like in the debris, are you saying?
Yeah.
As if it was like chopped up.
Like we should axe the
I
door.
like that.
I think that's capital. Yes, I think that's excellent.
Bad idea. They use axes.
But
Scarlet's just gonna kind of stand off to the side.
how do you?
I want to kill people.
No, like legit, that's kind of what she's thinking is like, how can I just sit on the corner somewhere and
But how can we keep them distracted? Because that'll make a lot of noise.
So a lot of that happens through I mean, I don't want to ST, but I feel like we're over planning and under playing right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so here's how it works. I'm so used to D&D that I'm used to this.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you guys have sort of a plan of attack that you want to do, you don't have to plan for every single contingency when it comes to this game. The way that we play it is you have a plan of attack. As soon as you guys know what your beginning, middle, and end result is that you want, we roll for the encounter. And then we like fast forward to you at the place. And like if something goes wrong, we show some shit going wrong and things like that. So we can,
Okay.
if you guys are set on what kind of plan you want, we can roll for the encounter at that point.
I think we're pretty solid.
Yeah.
yeah,
Are you guys good?
yeah. I figured Scarlet can just kind of sit, outside, keep an eye, make sure things are moving as they should. So yeah.
Okay.
Keep an eye
So
on out weird contingencies.
Scarlet
Yeah.
takes Overwatch.
Yeah, basically.
all right. Then when it comes to the actual implementing of the plan, we do an engagement roll.
Yep.
I wasn't totally familiar on this.
Yeah, let me bring it up.
I
So,
was looking at
looks
it
like-
a minute ago.
It looks like you just roll like a bunch of d6, depending on.
Right, you start with a d6.
Yeah.
That's the fortune roll, and then you
Okay.
add d6s based on other factors.
So the other factors, let's think. Is it risky? Yeah, but not. There's a lot of them, so there's a chance of them noticing you a lot. But it's not terrible. It's not like one of the most guarded areas. You know, they're not in love with this distillery. They just are here a lot because they like booze and they're making it. But I would say you guys prepped. You did some recon, so that's a plus for a d6. So 1, 2 d6. Any other reasons that you guys think you should get an extra d6?
I believe that the plan's detail exposes a vulnerability through the tunnel that Evany found.
Good call. I like that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's you're up to 3d6. I would say the way to get the bill hooks involve the fact that you are indeed going to frame the bill hooks, which is part of it, and the plan with the axes is a good way to keep heat off of you. So I think that's probably another d6.
Okay.
I would say though that due to the somewhat risky nature of the job, that will be minus 1d6, so you're still at 3. So just because there's a lot of them there, it's going to be at -1 because the odds of someone being like, "Hey, stop putting a bomb on that," are pretty high.
Yeah.
But the rest, I think 3d6. What do you guys think?
I think that sounds
Yeah.
right.
Oh, I think
Ready
So-
to do this thing?
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Just because it's the first time we're doing all of this, right? And,
Yes, we're all learning.
yeah. I just want because I feel like I kind of was like, Kevin, you're, and
Yeah.
I feel like that's unfair.
That's a habit.
A lot of the things that you're talking about happen during flashbacks. You encounter a problem in the game, and you go, "Oh wait, before we did the heist, I did this," which gets us over that. So a lot of
Yeah,
this
it's-
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And so you,
Yeah.
you
It's
play
like,
out a
have you ever
little
watched
mini scene.
Italian Job or like Ocean's 11's the same thing. They when they have a moment where when they're about to get into trouble, there's like a flashback of them going, "Oh, this is how we solved this contingency."
Yeah.
Leverage, essentially leverage.
Leverage too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I think then let's jump into it, and if problems arise, you fucking punch them in the mouth. So,
Shoot them.
or shoot them.
or stab them.
So I'm gonna roll the fortune roll of 3d6.
I won't do
and
any
let-
of those things.
What'd you say?
No, I
you're
was
not
just saying I
gonna-
will not shoot stabber.
No, you
So-
just let us
Okay,
do
5.
it all. Let's-
we got a 5, a 2, and a 1. So a 5, not bad. Not the best, but not super bad. So you're gonna have some issues. So here's where we're gonna start. Were you guys stealing the whiskey first, or blowing it up and then stealing the whiskey? Like in the
I feel like that goes in a very certain order.
Yeah,
I think you
we
steal-
can
yeah.
the building.
Well,
and-
there's like a shipment, like a big cart of it already, like or a bunch of cases. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of it. That's like the shipment, and that's off to the side.
Yep.
So the way that you were stealing the whiskey, how were you stealing that whiskey? Was someone sneaking in amongst them? Because it's
Well, I was-
within that.
As that responsibility was on me, as I'm the one who made the promise, I was simply going to walk in and place myself in a position where I am the one who is taking it away for them. Because sometimes you have to talk like a tough and look like a tough, with one of your many and varied disguises to come in and make sure things happen right.
So then we arrive here to our first hurdle of knock, knock, knock. The door opens and there stands Grimalkin, looking like a tough boy, I
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah.
And so it opens up. What do you say? Like, how does this scene go? You can describe how you get in there
Right.
and get to the whiskey.
Oi. Boss, send me here for the whiskey shipment. Timetable's been moved up. Don't look at me like that. You know how he gets.
Oh, you're so clean. All right.
No,
come
I
on
would have
in.
dirtied myself the fuck up. I would have looked like that. I would have.
Oh,
yeah.
you did?
No. Yeah. I would be
He
disguised.
still says that.
Yeah.
He's filthy. So he still says.
Apparently, I'm not dirty
Straight out
enough.
of Hollow.
I will roll around in more mud next time. I promise.
As you walk in, you smear some mud off and throw it on your face.
Right.
These people are awful. You go in, they lead you through as you are kind of walking through your inn.
Right.
And as they lead you over, they lead you outside. He says, "So you're picking up this ship, man? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, well, it's over there. You got anybody else with you?"
No, it's just me. My partner, he came in sick today. Couple of fucking bill hooks. Took him out.
Oh, he fucked him up, did they?
Yeah.
Fucking bill hooks, bunch of blood drinking psychos. Yeah, it's
Planting
me.
seeds. Yes.
Yep.
They're the worst.
Yeah, the worst. All right, well, it's right over there. And you see,
Right.
you look over, and there's a lot of people, and you're like, some of them are drunk. Some of them are like, it looks like there's two that are like trying to wrestle each other, like over there, like kind of fighting, but not trying to hurt each other. Just
I would like
"I'm
to make
strong,
a
I'm strong."
consort roll,
Yes.
which will allow me to act with them and be like them, and I'm just gonna be a little drunk myself, and maybe if I find a piece of metal on the ground, I'm gonna pick it up and have it ready to slam someone in the fucking face if they get near me. And
That's
yeah,
what the Iron Biters do.
yeah, I know.
So I want you to roll consort, and we'll see how that goes.
I would also like to take. I will accept a devil's bargain, or take 2 stress for the extra die.
Okay, because this is not going to be controlled. This is risky. I
This
wouldn't
is
say it's
risky.
desperate, but it's risky because you're in
Yeah.
enemy territory.
Yeah.
But the effect will only be standard because you're not trying to like be like,
Yeah.
everyone give me your money. You're just like,
Yeah.
ignore me, like, as you go through. So standard effect with risky, and you're going to take which one you want, devil's bargain or stress?
Oh, I get to hear the devil's bargain first.
Okay, so if any of you guys have suggestions, you're welcome to say. I can first off say that the devil's bargain would be you can blend in. However, you have to actually get drunk. You have to actually drink, like
They make you drink along.
woo, and then, like actually be drunk for the rest of this mission, which I think won't necessarily give you negatives, but I think will be fun, and I can throw random shit at you because you're drunk.
I'm taking it.
like to-
I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take door number 2,
you-
sir. I will take that.
As you walk over, you eye some of the guys who have like some of like the moonshine whiskey before it's like refined, so it's like even like stronger. And you walk over and you're like, yes, please. And they're like, oh, here you go, drink it up, down in one. And you just like, you're like, holy shit, it's like pure fucking alcohol. It burns. These people are nuts. Like, they drink this? How the fuck? So what would normally be like, oh, I'm drinking a pint before of beer, whatever. Nope. It's way worse. And you kind of like,
This is good.
well, first of all, because it's whiskey, so it's already
I
strong.
like this.
But you put it down, you're like, whoo, and you are. At first, you're cool, and you start walking with your pipe, and you're like, ooh boy, and the whole environment starts to sort of like, but you can do it. You can get there, but you're drunk. But now they're really not really paying you that much mind because like,
Right. Oh, you. Right.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you blokes later. I got a 5.
A 5?
Yeah.
Good enough. So they're like, yeah, all right, nice. And so you start making your way. I'm gonna say we cut down to the tunnel. Who's all at the tunnel? What's everybody doing? Okay. It's just everybody else at the tunnel, or where are you, Kay? Are you at somewhere else specific? Are you outside watching?
Yeah, I'm outside watching, preferably on a rooftop, just observing, trying to see if anything outside could possibly, basically, is anything going wrong?
Okay, cool. All right, so okay, we'll get to you in a second. So you're just waiting. So we see you standing there, and then we go down below the ground again, and we see all you three in the tunnel, or at the base. And at the base of the stuff, Sparrow has slammed an axe into some of the debris and things. One of the axe of the bill hooks into there, And after you slam it, you're like, all right. And you hear oi from inside the tunnel. And you all kind of like, and you look and you hear it again, oi! And it's like, it's not echoing as much as it should. And as you look down, you can see a man come wandering out of the area that was like crushed debris. And he comes walking out and he turns as he turns, you see that there's like rebar and stuff sticking out of him. And he goes, what's all that fucking noise? And this is definitely a ghost who has just wandered out of the tunnel because you've been making noise in here. And he's walking and he seems aggressive. What the fuck are you doing? And he's getting closer and closer. I was sleeping.
I'm just staring dead-eyed at him.
Okay, you just kind of unfazed, which is a little strange for I would say Evany. It's people usually are like, ooh, like I would say even Victor kind of takes a step back, like, you know what I mean, like ghosts. All right, don't know what to do. Like, you know, not my bag. Yeah, can't touch that. But both of you are standing there. Yes. Yeah, don't worry. We'll hit that rock. What do you guys do?
I look over at Evany.
I would like to. Can I command him to leave us alone?
Ooh. He's very pissed, but yes. So I'm going to say that's with the way that he is not just pissed, but you can tell he has the penchant for violence. You can just read it off of him. So I'm going to say that's not only risky, but that's like desperate because he's like, what the fuck are you doing? So you're like, you know what I mean? Like, stop. And that's a big ass. So I would say desperate standard would be the role that you'd have to do. Now you could do stress. You could take 2 stress, which is kind of like damage in this system, in order to put another die into your roll just to make it faster, or you can do a devil's bargain. Yes, Thra?
I would like to assist. I have an ability.
I'm there.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're not there, mister.
It doesn't matter, but it's the spider thing. It's okay.
Oh, right. You can do like...
I can go, but wait. Yeah.
Let's let Sparrow and Evany do it because they're there. So, Sparrow, would you like to assist?
I will spend a stress to assist.
Okay, so you're going to spend a stress. Does that give an extra die?
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
All right, and then so you'll have 2 die or whatever your normal roll is for command, plus another die. Plus, did you want to stress also, Evany, and get another die?
No.
Okay, so then you'll get however many die you'll get. And what are you doing to help Sparrow?
I am going to very briefly go a little ghostly myself and pull out my knife.
Okay. All right. Then, Evany, go ahead and roll. Okay.
Got a 5.
Oh.
What are you doing, Evany, to make this man stop?
I'm screaming at him.
Okay. So, using the Sparrow, you sort of like, it's almost like you start kind of shifting in a way to where then it kind of passes over and there's sort of this blue kind of essence about you. This like kind of light bluish, almost like smoke in a way coming off of you, and you become like a little bit more translucent, and your eyes kind of glow sort of a light blue as you whip out this like double-sided knife out of your pocket, just kind of preparing yourself. And he kind of cocks his head when he looks at that. And as he's looking at you, Evany, that's when you jump in. You like put your hand out. What do you scream at him?
Leave us alone.
So as you look at him, your black eyes sort of staring back at him, your hand out, and your voice booms through the tunnel that he's in as you just go, leave us alone. No. And it's like it's more than it should have been. It's more intense than it should have been. It was almost like a double voice in the way that you did it. And he goes, and he starts walking away screaming and kind of clawing at his own head. He's definitely insane. And as he walks off, you kind of both sort of like,
They straighten up.
straighten up, kind of check yourself. You're both pretty proud of yourself.
I
And I
walk
think,
forward.
okay, you both start entering the tunnel. I think we'll take a break there. We'll come back in about 5 minutes and
Alright.
do the rest of our heist.
Okay, we'll be back in a second. Bye.
Bye.
And we're out. I gotta feed cats. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We were all super into it. Yeah. Oh. I'm eating chocolate cake. I love you all. We'll be back in a minute. Today's ASMR session is brought to you by cake and chocolate. Do you like the sounds coming through the microphone now? If so, tip 50,000 bits. No? No? Okay. Okay, come back in. Come back in. We're back in. We're back in. All right, we're back in. We're back in.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Greetings.
This was the plate in question for your ASMR listening. You should enjoy the sound of my professionally trained voice as I talk about scratching on a plate. Sorry.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. All right, so let's get back to business, you little heist crew, you. So far, what we're looking at is our group of scoundrels in Duskwall has taken on a job from Snow, the leader of the Badgers gang, to fuck up a distillery belonging to the Ironbiters gang and make it look like the Billhook gang did it. It's a whole thing. And where we are, they have decided, our team has decided to infiltrate stealthily, steal a whole shipment of whiskey to sell themselves, and then blow up the distillery with a small, reasonable bomb. Meanwhile,
disguised as a bigger bomb.
To make it look like it was a bigger bomb. Meanwhile, setting up an axe in a lower tunnel to set up the bill hooks, and probably some other thing to set up the bill hooks. But either way, we so far the leader, or the spider rather, has conned his way in and has accidentally gotten very drunk and needs to get the shipment of whiskey out. The Scarlet is waiting on a rooftop, and our other 3 team is down in the tunnels. Both Evany and Sparrow have just scared away a psychotic ghost out of the tunnels and told him to get the fuck back to his rubble pile. And Victor is just sort of chilling in the back. Victor, what are you doing?
Being very disturbed.
So you're just like, didn't like that whole business. These people are spooky.
I've seen enough ghosts in my time.
Are you... The way that you're... does the bomb need any special way to be transported? Or are you just like literally carrying it?
I'm carrying the components so that way it's less hazardous to all of us, and then I have to assemble it.
So now that they scared the ghost away, would you like to assemble your bomb?
Yes, I would very much like to.
I would like you to roll for that, please.
Sure. Probably Tinker?
I would say Tinker. I think that makes sense. I would say that it's controlled because this is what you do.
Yep.
And I would say probably great effect if you succeed.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna give myself a stress, or unless you want to devil's bargain me for something.
Devil's bargain. You do it, and you do it successfully. If you succeed at this, it goes off without a hitch. The bomb is like perfect. Somebody knows that it was you. Somebody doesn't necessarily mean the Iron Biters, but somebody knows your work. And they're like, nope, that was too good for the bill hooks. Somebody's going to recognize it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the Iron Biters.
Right. So they won't. It won't trace. Right. So they basically just know it's definitely probably not the bill hooks, but it's definitely not like it's a little too professional. Somebody in this city is going to know that that bomb was made by either someone who's very skilled with your skill set, or they're going to know it was you. Like they're going to be like, Victor. You know what I mean? Like it depends. Okay.
You know, it's on how I'm. But
I'll
if
take
someone's
that devil's
going to
bargain.
know. Okay,
I'll
cool.
take that devil's bargain.
Okay.
I'm gonna have fun with that.
Always the right call. Always the right call.
It is true. Take the devil's bargains when you can. All right, so that's one
because I
bonus
really
now.
want to use my power. Can I give you? I don't get any stress for this. Can I go? But wait, I had a way that I helped you before this.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it's appropriate.
Yeah, there were some components you needed, I would imagine, to build a bomb. And I was able to source them for you, both to make it look help you make it look a little bit bigger, and to give it a little bit of that bill hook feel to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can
agree
twice. Awesome. Well, I am allowed to twice per crime give someone a support die, say how I did it to help them, right? Like, I used my network of influence to make sure that X, Y, and Z, and I take no stress. You just get the die.
Okay.
Okay, and I will say that do you want to, is there a specific component you have in mind?
No, I think that should be Jackie, musician. Yeah.
I would say, if anything, for what I need, okay, so there needs to be enough explosive material to still make the whole place blow up, but it needs to be controlled. So there needs to be a reagent that can snuff it out just in time, where it doesn't like cause a catastrophic cascade.
Okay, that's fine. Yep. So he was able to get you the right amount of explosives, I would say, which is like, ooh, like cool. And then you didn't have to use from your own personal stash, which is nice.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, free explosives.
So that means I get an extra die on top of that. So that's two bonus die I get. Okay.
Yep. And it's controlled great effect because this is your shit. This is
just so everyone knows, I should be rolling a total of 5 dice right now.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Just so we're aware.
Nice. Oh my god. So while you guys like got rid of the ghost, and you both are kind of like kind of patrolling the tunnel, like checking to see if there's more psychotic ghosts, we like back through the tunnel and sitting there just like tinkering over this, like I assume it's like a little box or something that you're like putting this all into.
Oh no, it's an actual music box.
Okay. He's taken a large music box that is like usually the dancing ballerina,
Yeah.
unhinged it, has taken out the gizmos, has replaced it, and is just sitting there with like he's got like some little tools in his mouth, reconnecting wires, and then you see him like very carefully splice two wires together and just shut the case. And you twist it a little bit, like do 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 do, and you stop right there, and you just like, and just kind of like, I don't know, you probably wouldn't smile, you know,
No.
but it was a job well done. That thing is well made, and it will do its job. And you just stand up with this weird music box, and you walk into the tunnel. We're going to cut over to Scarlet. Scarlet.
Yes.
You were standing on the rooftop, kind of overseeing everything. You were on a rooftop, right?
Yep.
Yep. You're on this rooftop, same rooftop that you guys sketched the whole thing. Underneath you, your team is building a bomb and clearing a tunnel of spooks. And you stand there, and we cut back to Snow, the leader of the Badgers, catching up to you while you were prepping for this job before the job started. And he says to you, Scarlet. Oh, hold on. He says to you, Scarlet, I might have a little bit of something extra for you if you do something for me. On this job, there's going to be a man named Denny Smits. Now, I'm not a fan of Smits, and I've got reason to see Smits face down in a gutter. If you can make that happen, make it nice and quiet, or make it look like the bill hooks did it even better, well, maybe you get an extra coin out of it.
What's he look like?
Well, and we zoom back to you as you're looking down. You're staring directly at one of the guards who's like patrolling the alleyway. Big fucking guy, and he's wearing the classic suspenders and dress shirt. Got one of these damn newsboy hats that you guys all wear that I don't have.
Right,
and
we just all need newsboy hats.
That's right. And he's walking. He has a big iron pole for the iron biters, big iron rod. And he's just got like a big fucked up face, like he's been beaten before because he does like underground fighting. He's very good at fighting, and his face is kind of like smashed in a little bit. And he's just sort of walking. He's obviously like, to keep anyone from getting into the area at all, he's down in the alleyways in between by himself because he can handle himself. But if you wanted to do that extra contract, which is more risky and more dangerous for the whole job, it will it needs to be quiet, or possibly look like the bill hooks did it if you want, but it needs to be quiet to have happen.
If I want it to happen, I want to go ahead and just try to take him out. She should have a long rifle as well, I believe.
Okay, there's no way to make guns quiet though.
Okay.
Now that being said, you could cleverly do this with a gun. There is a way to do this with a gun. You just have to wait a little bit. There will soon be a very loud noise that's going to rip through the alleyway. Did you want to do that?
Yeah, basically, if possible, as soon as the explosion goes off, she just wants to go ahead and just right in between the eyes.
Then
out.
Okay, then I'll say as you watching him, you've learned what his patrol is. That's what you've been doing this whole time, is watching this man. And after you're prepared, you go over, you have like a bag, and you start taking out components to a long gun. And you start because it's steampunk land, so it's all fucking apparatuses and shit. You can just build. You're just building a gun. I'm not gonna make you roll for it because this is just your weapon. You've done it a million times. There's nothing can really go wrong. But you're reassembling your rifle just. So we'll wait until we get to that moment. I assume then you accepted the extra contract.
No, she definitely accepted that. That's her whole shtick.
Yep. Okay. Very cool. All right. Then if this all goes well, and if you don't mess up the kill, that's an extra coin for you. Or something else, but probably a coin.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, cool. I'll take it.
So, let's cut back to Grimalkin. Grimalkin, you have the cart. You're like, oh boy, and you're walking. And as you're kind of walking, you stumble it a little bit, and some of the bottles like almost fall, and you catch them. And one of the guys goes, "Boy, let me help you." And he comes over, and he grabs the cart, and he's just walking with you, but he's in control of the cart now.
Yeah, that's fine.
And he's taking it. You guys take it out of one of the alleyways, and he starts leading it down to the street. He's like, where's the carriage parked?
Oh, it's and I'll point around I want to get his head to turn. I want to point him around the corner, and I'm gonna take my vial of slumber essence and crush it into my handkerchief, wrap it around his face.
Your vial of what?
My vial of slumber. I'm gonna knock him the fuck out.
Okay.
Yeah, with my sleep juice.
Is this just an item that you have?
It is. It's in my kit.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. So as you go, oh, look over there, and I want you to grab him. So I assume, would that be probably not skirmish, because
I would do it with skirmish.
You want to do it with skirmish?
Yeah. So the one thing about Grimalkin is he's actually kind of violent when it comes to like the point of contact. He's not finessey. It's a moment of extreme brutality gets you past the problem quicker than trying to fuck with it, right? So in the moment of danger, he would just be like crush, whack right around the neck.
Okay, all right. Well, then I want you to roll for that.
And I would need a devil's bargain. I would like a devil's bargain because I only have one die.
Another one. Okay. Devil's bargain. Does anybody have anything for this? I'll think of something. So, devil's bargain. If this, you can if this does it, you succeed, right? Yeah. And you're good to go. But at the same time, I would say at the same time, much like his, someone else in the city is going to know that this was your work. Okay. And not the billhooks.
I think that's fair because it adds complications, and that's what I like. Really? All right. I will take it. This would be risky?
Oh, I'd say this is risky. I would say this is probably desperate because it's a split second thing that you're just doing. I'm going to say desperate, but great effect because he's going to fucking pass out.
Okay.
So
desperate.
He's not going
to Great.
Be fine.
Bonus die. It's going to be fine.
You can probably stress, right? And take on an extra.
Well, I either get a stress or a devil's bargain, and I kind of always want to take the devil's bargain because I like the complications.
Fun. Yeah, it'll come back in downtime. Yeah,
I'm pretty drunk. It's gonna be fun. Double 5.
Oh, nice.
There is a complication because I didn't roll a 6, but I do the thing.
So here's describe to me how you're doing this, and I'll describe what the complication was amongst it.
Okay, so here's what happens. He goes to turn his head. I quickly duck into my vest pocket where I keep a little rack of these sleep vials, pull one out along with a handkerchief, crush it, whip it around his neck, hold my hand against the back of his head, and slowly bring him down. Slowly bring him down.
So does this go over his mouth and his nose?
Yeah, it's like chloroform.
Yeah,
right?
Chloroform.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you do this, you and like you said, you're a little violent in the way that you do it. So you kind of grab him, and as you're kind of pulling him back, because he's kind of a bigger dude. A lot of them are, a lot of the toughs tend to be big because I'm thinking about Dishonored. But you grab him and you start going back, and as he's like, he bashes you in the face with his elbow, and just like boom, gives you like a nice shiner. I guess like take one harm, and because it's noticeable and like. And you're a con man, so you're like, no, my moneymaker.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
So we can call that a shiner, right? Like I got a shiner off of it.
Yeah. Oh, you got a nice like black eye from it, and you're like, ugh. But it knocks your hat off. Or no, you're dressed like a thug. So it pisses you off, and you just kind of hold him down to the ground, and he just and you just and
Job's done.
You pop up. Yeah, you pop up, brush yourself off.
Yep.
Put a little bit more dirt on because
Yep.
that's the part you're playing. And you stand up. As you walk over, you slip a little bit because you're drunk, and you grab the cart and you and continue on your way. The whiskey has left the building. The whiskey is now in your possession.
It is my intent to immediately sell this to gain enough coin to stash a couple for me and buy our hideout.
Okay, not a problem. We can get to that.
Yeah,
We can get to
that is
later.
my later intent. Okay.
Okay, I like it though. All right, so gang, how are we getting the bomb to the actual thing? The bomb is made. The tunnel is clear. How are we getting the bomb up and in onto the distillery?
Victor hands the bomb straight to Sparrow.
Oh, Sparrow's the infiltrator. Okay.
Yes.
So Sparrow, he hands you a music box very carefully.
Turn twice, then run.
So there's a... Are you
So
just
it's like-
staring at her?
Yes, I am like purposely. I'm just like purposely like I push the music box to Sparrow's chest, right? And I'm just like, and I hold like this little the little wind up clockwork key.
Yeah, the
And
key.
just, like,
Okay.
yeah, and I'm holding it, and I'm showing the motion of inserting it and turning it
Crazy.
twice.
Mm-hmm.
Turn twice, run, it go boom.
I just take it and walk away from it.
takes it kind of like gruffly, like you were like this is an explosive, but she's just like, all right. And so there is a ladder. You are going to climb a ladder with a armed bomb in your hand. But I'll say, I don't know, we don't have to roll for that. I'll say you can get up there.
Well, I can do a prowl to get in there and in the right place without being seen.
Yeah, let's do that. I like that. So this is risky but not desperate because this was the plan. And I'm gonna say great effect, because if you succeed, you're in and out and no one fucking sees you, because this is your shit. This is what you do.
All right. Anyone got any? You said risky.
I'm gonna say risky is the position and the effect is great.
Okay.
I'm trying to
Anyone
figure
got
out if I
any?
can support you.
I will say, how about this as part of part of the maybe a flashback that we like strategically already planned out, like the route of how to get to the location of where the optimal location.
And where in the distillery it should go.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't mind taking the hit for that, because since I'm the demolition expert.
Well, and considering that like two of us went and made maps, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But you as the
Yeah.
demolition expert knows exactly where the bomb needs to go.
Right.
And knows the best place to put it where it won't kill the most people.
Right.
You're only
So-
killing.
So I will say this, because it's a flashback, so I can take certain amount of stress, and if you want me to roll like wreck maybe to know like how to carefully sabotage something.
Yeah, I think wreck makes a lot of sense for this, because it's just pure. It's an explosion. It's just pure force.
Okay.
If that's what you want to use, yep, go ahead.
Yep. And
Remember, you guys can choose to use any skill you want
Right.
in this game.
Yeah.
Like you just have to make it make sense to
so
me.
how much stress would I take for the flashback is the question.
So for you to do this, well, you're giving him an extra die, right?
Yeah, it's basically me
think
helping
it's-
him along. So
I think
but
it's
just like
always two.
well, the flashbacks are different. Flashbacks I can take 0 to 2 based on
Based
how-
on it.
Yeah.
I would say just one then, because this
Okay.
isn't doing anything. You're just planning. You're plotting
All
and planning.
Yeah.
I would say though, here's the thing. As
Mhm.
you're planning it, you're like, so you need to place the bomb here. If it's placed here, it'll blow more into the machine. The shrapnel won't go out into the public as much, and it won't, it's less likely for it to cause, bodily harm and death. And as you say that, you just like, you kind of shake, and you can hear like screams and explosions for a second, and you like rub it off, and then you keep going. But you did like take a stress for that,
Okay.
as it's
Yeah.
just like like when you said like bodily harm or death, and it just like sent you back for a second. You're like, ooh, okay. But you can do this. You're good.
All right. Yeah. So that will definitely give you 1 dice. Kevin.
All right. Submit 1. I got a 5.
5. Okay. So here's how it goes. You got the thing probably in like a sling or something, unless you're just carrying the box.
I'm carrying it with one hand, and I want to have one of the billhook axes.
Okay, cool. So it's just like hanging from your belt. It's like a hatchet, you know what I mean? As you're climbing up. When you get up there, it's like a manhole that you kind of push up. So like you just sort of check, and as you look around, you're in the lot, and somebody like walks by, and you kind of watch as they go over. But no one's really paying attention to you. It's dark because it's always dark here. It's fucking nighttime perpetually. So you're able to slip out and then slide the manhole cover back on so no one notices it right away. You start to sneak across the lot. And one of the smaller complications is that one of the people is not where he's supposed to be, and he's taking a piss like against like the fence like right there. And you just notice him like last second, and he like, and he's about to look over. So you either need to.
I need to.
What are you gonna do? Yeah, you duck out of the, duck and roll behind him, like past his eyes. Stab him in the face.
I briefly look down at my hatchet, and then I will roll, kind of like directly behind him. Do you want another prowl?
Yeah, I think that makes sense, right? Unless you can think another skill makes more sense.
Prowl.
I think prowl makes sense. This is like your shit.
Yeah.
All right. This is, I would say, desperate, but
Hey, XP.
But probably great effect because you're out of the way.
Submit great effect.
I feel like for stealth, it always has to either be great effect or like you're fucked. You know what I mean? You're either caught or you're not.
Yeah. All right. What I'm gonna try to do is get like directly behind him, so when he looks over one direction, I'm like directly on the other side of him.
You're moving with his, and as he looks this way, you're here, and then he looks this way, and you're here, and he goes, and just keeps pissing.
A 6 and a 2. 6.
Nice, fucking solid. So you just are right behind him the whole way. It's almost like a dance, you know what I mean? Where you're just predicting the movements of the current prey, and you continue to move on. And as you move, you are able to get to the distillery, no problem. You place the bomb right there. Scarlet, you're watching this. You can see. And do you wind it up?
Yes. Do I need to make a tinker check?
No, he described it to you. He made it as simple as possible. If this was a more complicated bomb, and he's like, do this wire and that wire, yes. But you all know what a music box is. He said, turn it twice and you're good. And because his tinker check was so high, you're solid. So you crank it twice. Do you just run away? Like, do you scale the fence? What do you do?
I don't know him very well.
Okay.
This is valid.
And this is his bomb, not yours.
This is his bomb. I had nothing to do with this. So what I do is I turn it twice, and I phase through the floor into the tunnel.
Fucking cool. Is that do you need to roll for that?
It costs me 2 stress.
Okay, then we'll just say that you succeed at it, but take 2 stress. And so you wind it, and then and you just literally go ethereal and float through the floor. And as you two are kind of standing there watching the manhole waiting for it to come back down, you see...
Oh, can I have dropped the axe before I went ethereal?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say you just take it, like, shove it into the ground. You go ethereal. As you two are standing there, they're both kind of watching the manhole, and neither of you notice, but down, because it's not actually a ghost, so you didn't feel it, but down comes Sparrow, and you let you just walk
I
past
materialize and like, we should move.
and you're like, oh, fuck. All right. I hate it. I hate ghost shit.
Great.
And I start running down the tunnel at full speed.
Oh,
I will
okay.
follow.
So you all start hauling ass. As you are running, you run past the tunnel, and the ghost is sitting there, and he's just kind of rocking back and forth. And you run by, and he goes, "Stop making fucking noise!" And you just sort of flip him the bird as you run past him.
As we run past him, I'm going to feed you to my horse and just keep running.
A horse, boom, and we're gonna switch over to Scarlet. Scarlet, you are on the roof, poised in position, like knee up, gun down, and just watching this man. You just saw Sparrow go whoop and teleport through the floor, basically, and then you're lined up with the shot. So you need to shoot at the very moment that this thing explodes in order to ensure, and you need to kill him in one shot, which isn't terribly hard. Bullets are dangerous. But it needs to be like precise and at the exact moment. So I'm going to say...
Would that be like a study per chance to like know, okay, it's going off now, let's do the thing?
I don't know if that would be study. What's your, like, what about, how's your other, like,
Hunt.
skirmish or like,
Finesse?
hunt or
Finesse?
something? Finesse, it could be finesse, because it all has to smooth together. I could say it's finesse.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I have like nothing in finesse right now, so yeah.
It's going to be risky.
Well,
risky, great effect. And if you don't want it to be finesse, consider it could be skirmish. It could be, think of something else then. But I don't think it would be study, because it's nothing scientific about it. This is reactionary.
Hunting.
Hunt?
Hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, here it is. It's now do the thing.
Yeah. This is what you do. So I think hunt would make more sense. But it's risky. It's great effect. And if you want to put some stress on yourself, you can like and make sure that you get an extra die.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and take a stress.
Okay. Well, to get an extra die, you take 2 stress, I believe.
Okay.
This is not a flashback. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll put the stress in here in a second. And...
Oof.
Oh no, that
You
did
got a
not
4.
go well.
Well, I got a 4, so it's mixed
4.
results.
It's mixed results. So
Mixed
here's
results.
what happens.
Oh boy.
Boom! The explosion goes off. Boom! And you fire at the exact moment that the explosion blows apart the distillery, and you boom, shoot him right in the back, right where his spine should have been. Because you didn't go for a headshot because he's moving too much. You went right for the spine, and he goes boom, boom. And as the people are like, oh shit, what the? And they all go running to the distillery. They're looking around the lot. You see him go, and he gets back up.
Oh no.
And he just fucking turns around, and he's looking at the buildings for you, and he's gonna see you in a second. What do you do?
Can I roll a I want to get the fuck out of there and try to find another place and shoot him again.
So you run across and jump over to another building as he looks, and then he catches you jumping across and goes, "You fucking dead!" And you see a bunch of blood shoot out of his mouth, and he comes hauling ass into the building that you're on. Now your target has just entered an abandoned building that you're standing on. You could go meet him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He just entered the building and it's abandoned. I'm gonna go run down. And instead, while I'm running, could I switch to a pistol?
Yep.
That way,
I'm gonna say you
because again-
slang it.
Yeah,
You
sling
sling
it,
the rifle
grab a
on your back.
pistol.
You pick the pistol, like check it, and then start running in. You go down. You both meet in like an abandoned hallway. So you go down because it's an old tenement, and you're coming down just as he's coming up, and he just goes like, and he has this big fucking iron rod, and he just goes, "I'm gonna rip your fucking skull out of your fucking boy," and he just starts and hauling ass down the hallway. Pretty big guy.
As he's running, can I just like take aim and shoot?
Yes.
I'm just like, do I need to roll another hunt or?
Yeah, I guess because you're using your gun.
Yeah.
Just roll hunt. I would say desperate good effect, or whatever the other one is besides great. Standard.
Desperate and
Standard effect.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And okay.
Okay, not bad. So
Not
you
bad.
you boom, and you fire, and it right into his body, and he keeps running, and you see him go, and he like sniffs something out of it. He like breaks a vial and smells it, and he just goes and keeps coming. You're like, ooh, and you have one more shot. Roll again.
All right, one more shot. Same
Deal.
okay.
Yep.
All right. Take this
Hit him with
bastard.
your best shot.
Hit him with
Fire
your best
away!
shot.
Hit him with
Fire
your
away.
All right.
Okay,
that's a little better.
You fire again. This time it goes boom, and like busts a part of his neck, and he's bleeding profusely. You shot him in the back, in the stomach, and now in the throat, and he goes "Ah!" and charges. He then tackles you into one of the walls. You guys go through one of the walls of the abandoned tenement, and he's just choking you, like trying to slam your head on the ground. He's abandoned the iron pipe, and you're just like as he's just bleeding everywhere. He's gonna die. He's definitely gonna die. You just need to outlast him, but he might kill you.
So
Yes.
I have an idea for a flashback.
Okay, do it.
And let
up.
me know what people think about this.
Uh-huh.
When me and Kay, or when me and
Scarlet's the
Scarlet.
Scarlet, I forgot your code name, Scarlet.
It's fine.
When me and
it's
Scarlet
fine.
are sitting up there sketching, I've got like a pair of the axes with me,
Yeah. Okay.
and Scarlet's like, "Can I see one of those?"
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, "Keep it."
Yes, I love it.
Yes.
So you and then keep it, and as Sparrow hands it to you, you grip the axe head, and then we see you gripping the axe head on your belt and pulling it up as he's just like, like, and you bash him. I'm not even gonna have you roll for it. That's fucking awesome.
I love it.
The flashback is what saved her, but take the
Take a stress.
take a stress for it. Yeah.
Stress.
Uh,
Okay.
as the axe slides in your hand, and you just boom and slam it into the side of his head, and he just oh shit, and just falls down. You're like and you did it. You all begin to make your escape. I'm gonna say all of you meet up probably at a nearby street corner with the carts already hidden away in like an alley or like under a couple boxes. And as you all sort of arrive from getting away from the area, Scarlet is the last to join and has blood. You have blood all over
Covered in
you.
blood. Just
Covered with
covered in
blood and dirt and dust from going through the wall. And like the back of your head fucking hurts and your throat hurts. But target down. But none of them know about that deal. So Scarlet just shows up bloody and dusty and hurt.
What happened? Were you caught in the explosion?
Had another job during this one, so it's done.
Fair enough.
Okay.
She's super friendly, by the way, guys.
So then we will cut from there, I guess, right? Or unless you
No,
want to do...
please. Yeah.
I'm gonna say we cut from there as you're all like, We cut from there and we see you are all back with Snow, the leader, at his butcher shop. You're all standing there. You literally just showed up, so you're all still looking the way you do. You're still drunk, Grimalkin. So Grimalkin is rocking back and forth a little bit, like trying to be. You think you're standing up proper and you have your cane, but you're like leaning back and forth with it, like. And there's a couple of him. You still look like shit, Scarlet, and everybody else is looking pretty okay.
Every now and then I'll reach over to Grimalkin and just if he leans too far to one side, just be like,
You push it because he smells too. He smells intensely like alcohol. So he leans over. He's just
Oh no! Even better. It's like Victor just has like this like nihilistic lack of care, and it's just so like Grimalkin will occasionally just like lean in on him, and Victor just stands perfectly.
You don't care.
Don't care.
So Sparrow pushes him away from her, and then he just bump onto you, and you just like okay, and you're like,
It's just
dude,
like
I'm
this-
steady now. So
Meanwhile, Scarlet's just like in the background picking a couple of pieces of debris out of her hair, trying to brush off her clothes. It's
They
fine.
gave you a rag to wipe the fucking blood off. So you guys.
Before we get there, Evany will have grabbed one of the bottles of whiskey out of the thing.
I would assume, yeah. So you're sitting there with it, just like taking some sips. You're not as shit faced as Grimalkin. You know how to handle your liquor. So you're just sitting there, like taking a few swigs of your hard-earned whiskey, as Snow comes out from the basement again, wiping his hands again of some blood, and his knuckles are like cut and ripped. And he goes, "Oh, well then, I heard the news. I heard that the distillery's fucked, but I want to make sure you blame the billhooks for it, right?"
We did.
All right. Well, fucking A. Well then, well, that's a job well fucking done, right? And he takes one of his thugs nearby, comes with like a box, takes out the box, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little bags. And he takes each of the little bags. It's full of enough money to equal 1 coin. That's how the money works in this system, because of a whole thing. But you each get 1 coin's worth of monies. So he drops the bags in all of your hands. Victor moves Grimalkin's hand so that he catches it. and he puts it in everybody else's hands.
You said,
and as he
sorry, you said it was 1 coin?
Well, for you.
Well, I was gonna say, if it was 1 coin at first, Scarlet would just be like checking, like this doesn't weigh right.
Is it done?
She's just gonna nod.
All right. And he takes the bag and puts a second bag in your hand. You're like, because that's the life of an assassin. So you go ahead and score both of the coinage. And he goes, right then. I must say, you all make one fucking hell of a team. I like your work. I'll be checking in on it a little bit more as the days go on, as I hear exactly what happened. But it sounds like you did well. So maybe there'll be a few more jobs for me in the future, if you're willing to work for me, that is.
I would be very pleased, sir, to again with your work. Yes, sir.
Oh, you smell like shit. You smell as bad as she looks.
Got a job, whatever the dude done.
you bet. Why don't you go fucking sleep it off? All right. Take your coin. Go on, piss off, live your best lives, and well, I hope to see you all again.
Oh, you will.
Right then.
Maybe.
And he turns around, he opens the hatch again, and he goes, "That fucker better still be alive!" And he starts going down into the basement and shuts the basement hatch behind him. You are led out by Millie. Again, she escorts you out. You are all standing outside with no place to go except Grimalkin. You know of a place, because in your drunken stupor,
Yes.
you have this same day, with your skills and abilities, acquired the perfect place.
I
The best place.
got us a hideout.
Did you know?
A place I thought we worked so well together that we should probably do it some more in the future. And I bought a place and some things to put in it while you were all off blowing things up.
Don't
Where?
usually
Alright.
work with other people.
And yet, so well did we work together.
Mm.
Oh, you can walk away, I don't care. I have a nice hideout, and the rest of you seem very worthwhile to work with.
I certainly
Fine.
need a place to stay, so
Does anyone mind music?
not at all.
No,
And I will come.
there's actually, it's above a bar, so there will probably also be music.
Oh, good.
Ooh,
Yes.
bar.
Yes.
Wait, which bar?
And on that note, I was waiting for someone to go, wait, where is it? On that note, you see a sign that says the Thunder Bucket. And you're all standing there, and Grimalkin's like, like pleased with himself, still shit-faced because this really wrecked him. You see the bar door gets slammed open, and one guy falls to the ground with another guy on top of him, and he's stabbing him with a steak knife, and he's like, he goes boom, 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 and punches him.
Perfect cover.
The man stands up and goes, that's for talking shit about the bill hooks. Hi. And he goes walking away, and you see the bar open as you just see like people in there being rowdy, they're fucking throwing beers, they're yelling, and it's and you just hear Bill Hooks, Bill Hooks, Bill Hooks, and the door is sort of shut, and you're all just and you live right up there.
Fantastic.
And I think we'll just end it there.
That's
because I
perfect.
like that.
That is the best ending to this.
You just framed them all, but here you go.
Oh, great.
I like it.
So we framed them. We've got somebody covered in blood, somebody drunk off their ass, and we just walked into a bar where the doors open up. Absolute shithole. And
I mean, the bright side is we all blend in.
right.
Yeah, actually, walking into this bar, if you look like a tweaked out fucking murderer, you're good to go. You're good to go with the bill hooks.
Cool. She's gonna fit right in.
All right. So then that was our game. I hope you guys enjoyed Blades in the Dark. It's the first time I've ever ran this system. I've been brand new to this. I don't know how to work this system, but we will learn it. We will learn it together.
So I have a question based on learning
yes.
the system. XP in this is a conversation.
Yes, it is.
And so I was wondering
I
if we
forgot
could
about
do that. Yeah, if we could do that before we close out. Because everybody's playhook has a different thing, so it allows us to kind of talk about our characters and what they did while closing the game out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
All your names down.
Yep.
Yes, I think that does. So then we will start with. Let's start with you then.
Okay.
For Grim.
Yes. So my first one, and this is the same first one for everyone, I think. Every time you roll a desperate action, mark an XP in that action's attribute. I had to do that for my skirmish.
Crystal had to do it.
For command.
I had to do it. Wait, where's the XP?
So
XP playbook. You do
Playbook
the
advancement.
no, you don't put that one on playbook advancement. There's a bunch of little knife blades next to like prowess, resolve, and whatnot.
Yep.
Okay.
and you put that in there.
You put that in there, and so every time you fill that up, you get an extra dot in something.
Sweet.
So you see like
based
prowess.
off of, like,
Yeah.
Okay, so like based off of, say for example, if you roll something that falls under insight, therefore, and you know that happens, you put something in that.
Yeah, you in the little the hash marks
Yeah.
next to insight. Yeah.
It's almost like Skyrim leveling up, where because you're
Yeah.
using this ability,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
getting XP.
Okay.
I wrote down the desperate rolls.
Okay.
Because you're
Is it
awesome.
only?
Because you're
is it
fucking
only
Kevin
for
and you're
desperate?
amazing. It's only
Yeah,
for
I didn't-
desperate. Yeah.
Ah.
Evany did a desperate command.
Yep.
Grimalkin did a desperate skirmish.
Yes, he
Sparrow
did.
did a desperate prowl, and Scarlet did a desperate hunt.
Yep,
Yes, that was quite a desperate hunt.
that was quite desperate.
Oh, sorry, Victor. I didn't
think
give
I
you
did two desperate.
It's
ones, didn't I?
fine.
No, just the one. The second one was risky.
risky.
Right, right,
Yeah.
the second
was-
one risky.
I was doing a lot of cautious things, and that's what I get for it.
You're very careful. Yep. But everything that you did succeeded perfectly.
Mhm.
Okay, so then that's 1 XP for everybody so far, and then
Well-
I think there's also
There are
shit that-
3 or
that-
4 specific questions for
Yes.
every character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my first one is, did I address a challenge with calculation or conspiracy?
Calculation.
Calculation.
I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say definitely calculate. I mean, I would consider maybe the entire job because it was your plan
Yeah.
that was eventually put into action. So I think everything you did was essentially calculated. It
Yeah.
wasn't like, except the gripping the mouth was sort of
Yeah.
like last.
Yeah.
But going in and like, hey, how you doing? You were smart about it.
Yeah. I would
I would
actually
give
make an
that-
argument for 2 XP for me here. Because
Right,
if
because
you can get up to 2 if you did it more than once. And I think I probably did it like 3 or 4 times throughout the course of the night.
Okay.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, my next one was, did I express my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? And I think yes. In first, the original.
In the intro?
In the intro, and then when we went to the brothel.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, because the brothel was a little bit of glimpse into you. Yep.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
The last one
All
was,
right.
did I struggle with my vice or traumas during the session? And I don't think I did. I don't think I did at all.
No.
Yeah.
But there's still time.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
Next
Yeah,
session we
there's
can
time.
have you struggle.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's ask those same questions for everybody. What about Victor? do
Okay,
you
so
think?
Victor's I have. Did I address a challenge with a technical skill or mayhem?
Technical, definitely.
Definitely technical.
Definitely.
Mayhem is questionable about the explosion.
And do you get 1 XP for that or 2?
It's for whenever it occurred multiple times. Like if you occurred multiple
You
times,
did
it's
it once.
just 2. 2's the max.
But I'm gonna say you only did it once because you
Yeah.
made the bomb. Yeah.
Yeah, I made the bomb, so I got the one. I'm fine with that. That makes sense. Did I express my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background other than my demolitionist? Not really.
I
Got it.
would say
I would say
a
so.
little bit with that flashback.
Oh yeah, that flashback.
There was a
yeah.
little bit of flashback, but I don't know if that. Yeah, that is a little bit about your background. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's a little hint of a background. I will say that.
I'll give it to you just because I thought it was neat. You know what I mean? I think it would. If I was watching a show, that would stick out in my mind. I'd remember
Right.
that about
Yeah.
the character.
I definitely didn't struggle with my vices or traumas yet.
You've been chill. Yep.
Yeah.
But now you have a lot of stress, so maybe. All right, so then that's it for you.
Yep.
Sparrow.
Did I address a challenge with stealth or evasion?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
more than
You
once.
did it. You
More
did
than
it in
once.
Intro, and you did it in the job.
All right.
But the ghost was not a stealth or evasion. You tried
No.
to scare him with your spooky eyes. Your
But
spooky
I would say that the dealing with the ghost and a couple other maybe small things express my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
I think whipping out that knife and threatening the ghost with the knife in particular, because that's an interesting weapon. You know what I mean? It's a
Mhm.
double-edged knife with carvings in it. We should describe the knife. Oh, we will next time.
Yeah.
Okay, I can give that to you.
All right. And I did not struggle with my. Well, no, I didn't struggle with my vice or traumas.
No, you enjoyed your vice. All right, Evany.
Did I express or address a challenge with my knowledge or arcane power?
Yes.
Yes.
That ghost command was clutch.
The ghost command and the recon.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
recon
so
was.
that's
I
two.
would say you get 2. I would say you get 2 XP because the recon. The whole reason you found the tunnel system was because of that.
Wouldn't that also be 3 because I used a tune during the intro?
It's the max of 2.
You can only get 2. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not per event. What's the next question?
Did I express my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? I mean, I showed off my eyes.
Yeah,
Oh,
but,
yeah.
well, everyone always sees you have black eyes. Everybody sees your black eyes. You can't. You're not showing them off, but I
She
would.
normally would wear something with a hood so that you don't see her eyes.
Oh, okay. But you whipped it off when it was time to whoop some ghost ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could also say your drives or your beliefs. Yeah, I could argue with that. Sure. And what's the last one?
Vice or trauma, and
Nah, I don't
didn't
think so.
go with it.
You've just been enjoying your vice a little bit here and there. So,
Yeah.
all right, Scarlet. You're muted.
Okay,
Oh,
no,
there you go.
I was working on it. Okay,
Oh, okay.
so first one is you addressed a challenge with tracking or violence.
Yes.
Violence, yes.
A
Violence,
little
yes.
bit. Little
I-
bit.
I think both the intro and the extra side job, right?
Yeah. So
I wouldn't say the intro. You didn't hurt them. I thought you would.
I
but you-
mean, I would also argue though that like the violence thing, like she had to like go after.
I would give you 2 for that. I think I would give you
Okay.
2 for just that fight in the alley or in the hallway.
The next one is you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I mean, beliefs. She really doesn't care about people. The friend thing she stayed quiet on, but she's not people's friends.
Yeah, I don't know if that was highlighted, but your
Yeah,
your
not
job
really,
is, but that's not
but,
really your background.
Yeah, fair.
Does this have anything to do with your vice? Did you do any of your vices during this?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, she did start. Actually, yeah, kind of. Actually, her vice is the luxury, fine clothes and art. So, I mean, she was.
I would say.
But at the same time, she didn't actually buy anything.
Yeah, I would say if we had a scene of you like stealing something that's very nice and pretty, I think definitely. But so next time, just start stealing shit. But yeah, so I think probably 3 XP for you total. But that violence definitely got you 2 XP because that was awesome.
And I would say her belief in the cheapness of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Now that's not a life blood for coin. That's not a.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a pretty good
That's-
call.
So that would be the third one, I guess. Third XP because you can get 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
The last one's you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session, which no,
Yeah.
not really. No.
Okay. Well then, all right. So we got 4 for Grim, Sparrow, and Evany, 2 for Victor, and 3 for Scarlet. Not bad.
Oh, they're
Not
different XP tracks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there are technically 4 XP tracks. One for insight, one for prowess, one for resolve, and then one for your playbook.
I got
Right.
Right. So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
questions we went with the playbooks.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And the desperates go into the scheme.
Any
Yeah.
of your desperate rolls,
Traits.
which you had for Evany, Grim, and Sparrow, I think. Right?
Sparrow
It's
and
everyone but me.
Yeah.
We'll get you next mission. We'll get you. I'll make sure I gotta give you something to blow the fuck up.
Yeah. And the last thing is we do the same thing for the crew.
Yep.
Because
So
you
we go
got
to the
Oh
cruise ship.
yeah.
I've
Yep,
got
I
the
already-
cruise sheet in front of me. Would you like me to read it?
yes.
Okay. At the end of each session, did we execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft?
Oh, I think you definitely did a successful sabotage. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And
All right.
theft.
And
Did we-
theft.
And theft.
1 or 2 points? Just 1?
I would give you 2 points because you blamed another faction, you stole a bunch of goods that was able to buy you a hideout, and you destroyed their thing. So I would give you 2.
Okay. Did we contend with challenges above our current situation?
I don't think so. It was like challenge level 1.
Yeah, I can't.
It's at our state. It's at our level, I guess.
All right. Did we bolster our crew's reputation or develop a new one? I'm gonna say
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
All right. Did we, and then the last one, did we express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew? I don't feel like we really did,
Not
but I
yet.
think we will certainly do that next time.
Yeah, I think next session
Yeah, I
when
agree.
you guys have a crew, and you live above that shitty bar, so that'll give you some stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Sparrow's going to want to have some chats.
I feel like we all agreed on that place.
No, I know, but it's funny.
But in game, yeah. Why?
Yeah.
I
No.
imagine in game you bought it because you were drunk. And you
Yeah.
were like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
This
was
is
just
gonna
trying to find a narrative
is
way to facilitate it, not a way to get a bunch of shit from the other players for
You
it.
won't be
Gee.
getting. I will be-
You're not gonna get a bunch of shit. Grimalkin's gonna get a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
No, Sparrow's actually kind of fine with it.
Evany is just whatever.
Yeah, Victor's just look.
there's whatever.
There's a bed. I don't care.
Oh no, she's not going to drink there. She's not going to drink there.
We'll do this. We'll do this next session, guys. We'll do this
Yeah.
next session. For right
We're
now,
all here all night if we keep going.
yeah. For right now, how are we looking for the XP?
We got 3 XP on crew advancement.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Awesome. Now, to advance your crew to another tier, you need to also make a lot of coin.
Yes.
You also need to like grab turf and stuff, but we can get that later. That's if you want to like really become a big gang and stuff. Anyway, as of right now, you guys successfully kicked ass at your job. you have you made a new contact, positive contact, with the Badgers, and yeah, no real negatives yet because nobody knew that it was you.
Not yet.
Yet.
Not yet.
Yet.
So you
Yay.
guys are good to go. So I guess that's it.
We just
Yeah,
need to
I'm
go
gonna-
around.
I'm gonna-
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. So that's pretty much it. Now we are going to go around. I want you guys all to tell us who you are, where we can find you other than here, and what did you like about this, and if there was any moment that you particularly liked about this session, be it from another player or yourself if you're conceited. That's fine. So we will start with Kay. Tell us who you are, where we can find you, and what you liked.
Hey, I'm Kay, also known as Undead Kay, on the interwebs. You can find me at Twitter's at K_undead, link below, or well, thing below, whatever. And yeah, no, this was great. It was a lot of fun. Still kind of working out personality traits of my character. She's kind of a terrible person, but that's okay. But yeah, no, this was a lot of fun. It's gonna, this is another new system to learn for me, so it's gonna take a minute because I'm one of those you gotta play to figure it out. But it was great. I like it.
Good.
Excited to see where it goes.
Cool. Jackie.
Hi everybody, I'm Jackie, better known as Death by Mage on the internet webs, and you can find me on Twitter with my handle down below, and you could also find me with all my wonderful products on the DM's Guild, like Artifacts of the Guild and Journey in the Feywild, and the soon-to-be Uncaged Anthology Volume 3,
And the Jubilexian.
And the Jubilexian Slime Race, because slimes want to adventure too. And but yeah, there's that, and I will say that my favorite moment, it's got to be that insane roll that Crystal rolled for command on that ghost, and just having that angry black eye scream.
Oh, that was fantastic. Yeah.
That was great. I loved it. That was my favorite bit.
Very cool. All right. Well, then that brings us Crystal.
Hello, I am Crystal. You can find me at the thing down below. My favorite part, I'm gonna go with my favorite part was all of it. This is literally my first campaign ever. This is very cool.
Yay!
This is a heck of a game to jump in on for your first real role playing experience, or at least long term one.
Yeah, the first one was Kobolds.
That's true. Which is I think an even better introduction. As you roll into the game.
That was hilarious, and I loved it.
But this is a pretty neat system. So I'm also learning it, as the DM.
Yeah.
But yeah, you jumped into a good one, I think. All right. Well then, Kevin.
Hi, I'm Bisonic Kevin on Twitter, and I spend a lot of time in the Discord. On Tuesdays at 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock Eastern, I run a game called Rifts, Blood, Dirt, and Chrome, where mysterious worm being showed up, and now everything is weird.
Now we went to a sky city.
Yep. Which actually exists in real life. All right. Yeah. So, it's my favorite thing, I think, was, oh my god, the spider, Grimalkin, selling the whiskey without just consulting anyone, just being like, "Ooh, this will be useful,"
and buying the
and
worst
some of this for me.
Yeah, I want some of that coin, by the way. We're going to talk about that after, see how much coin extra I got off that. But yeah.
Oh, you spent it. You bought it. You bought an HQ with it,
Okay.
right?
Sure.
No, I'll give you.
Great.
It was very fine whiskey, so I'll give you some.
But yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun.
Very good, very good. And well, then that brings us to our spider.
Roar! Roar! I had a lot of fun tonight. I'm really glad I'm not running it. because you are the perfect person to run this game, and I am so glad you decided to run this game. And I had so much fun tonight that we literally lost track of time, and I didn't remind anyone to take a break. I love Blades in the Dark, and have been looking forward to actually playing it and not running it, because I ran it for 4 or 5 sessions for a long time, and I'm very appreciative of this group and of you whipping out props and like doing all the amazing storyteller stuff that you're doing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think it's amazing. My favorite thing was I have no idea what Kevin is playing. And watching, hearing you slide through the thing was it was the biggest oh wow moment for me, because I'm like, what the was even that? I don't even know what that is.
Right? What is that power?
Yeah.
Is that in the book?
Yeah, and so that was the coolest. But there were bits of everyone that I love tonight, and I think it's going to be a cool group. Although, again, with the we're all quiet, angry, and don't talk, what is the deal? People need to be chatty.
You're in Victorian dark evil London. Everybody's playing thieves. I get it. I will make you fucking talk. Don't worry.
I don't talk.
It's fine.
You have to peel through the layers of my intricate backstory first.
You have to peel through his intricate onion backstory.
Well,
I was just about to say intricate onion backstory. I'm very glad that you did.
Is it more parfait?
It is like British spotted dick pudding, perhaps, where it's just multiple layers. There's many layers within it, and you get to the good pud in there.
Everybody
yes?
loves
No?
parfait.
I only take my dick spotted, personally.
Yeah, well, of course, that's the only way to take it. No, but I just loved it.
Phrasing.
And I am incredibly excited to see where this goes as we keep going through it. What else do I need to say? Oh yeah, hi, I'm Throck. I'm the co-founder here at Welcome to the Party. I like to give amazing platforms to people who have never played role-playing games, never streamed online before, and ensure that there's an amazing, inclusive, and equitable space for gamers. And that is what we do here at Welcome to the Party. You can find me Friday nights running our Dungeons and Dragons campaign at 9 p.m. Eastern called Dragon Dark Days, where we're in the middle of the Tomb of Annihilation. You can find me on Sundays at 1 p.m. running our Legend of the Five Rings campaign, Steel Blossom Moon, which is a lot of fun. And you should check out the podcast for that, because it's pretty great as well. And then you can find me with Kevin on Tuesday, and then here on Wednesday, just playing games and having fun with people. That's me.
Alrighty. Well then, finally, I'm Evan. I'm Evan Jennings 64 on the Twitter, and Zombie Love Juice on Instagram and stuff. And you can find me here on Welcome to the Party every Wednesday doing Blades at 8 o'clock. And I'm also in Kevin's Rift game, which is fucking awesome. And I have my own home game on a YouTube channel called Beyond EMH, where I run an evil campaign with all my friends.
Not EDH or EDM.
It's Beyond EMH.
I linked in chat.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I was just making a joke. I was just EDM.
And
Body rocking. Yeah, that's it. That's what's up.
So, excuse me through learning this system. There's things that I completely forgot about the XP right over my fucking head. So I will forget things, but that's why Throck is here and Kevin is here, because they're both very good at knowing the rules and stuff, so they will keep me in check. But I'm glad you guys liked it. I think we have a very good group. I'm very excited to see the more shit I give you guys to do. I have a feeling this group is going to chew up a lot of the story and utilize a lot of it needed, and I'm very excited. Though you are quiet, brooding people, you're mobile. You're active. You're doing something, and I like that. You know what I mean? Well, except for you, of course. But everybody's there. You're willing to jump in and get some shit done, which I like. All right, so I loved it. I'm looking forward to next week, and I have some planning to do. And yeah, I guess have a good night, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you watching my first Blades game. So take it easy. I guess have a good night.
Yeah, so we are going to go raid our dear friends at Soul Bear RPG. Don't forget to check out the Patreon if you love all sorts of amazing background information, articles, interviews, podcasts a week early at patreon.com. Welcome Party RPG. Underwrites us. Don't forget to check out our amazing new podcast network with our Rifts game is on there. Our Legend of the Five Rings game is on there in cut down, easy to digest forms, along with the Musafirs, which is an amazing decolonized D&D 5e game. And check us out on Discord. We have an amazing, open, welcoming, loving community of people who love to talk about role-playing games, video games, and other random crap too. So with that, we are gonna go say hi to
I
Soul
have
Bear.
to say it because my grandmother insisted on it. If you guys want to wish me a happy birthday over on Twitter, please do.
Happy birthday, Crystal! Everybody
Happy
say happy birthday to Crystal! Woo!
That is technically tomorrow, but yeah.
We got 48 minutes till tomorrow.
Yeah, you're close. Close enough. Close enough.
Yay!
Happy
Yay.
birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Soon enough. Kind of, sort of. Unbirthday right now.
Very happy unbirthday to you. To you. Okay, and with that, with all the love in the world, we're going to go raid our dear friends at Soul Bear RPG. Go and say hi. They're amazing. They're playing in Teldore, which, if you don't know, is the Critical Role setting. Yeah. So we're going to go say hi to them now. Everybody wave and say bye.
Bye.
Bye. I think it's... Yeah, okay, we're done.